If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh,
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's like Florida. Gucci a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with viewing for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody! Cat fever! Ow! Hello, Leroy.
What's up? That was
Woo!
dominant.
Woo!
They look frustrated too.
That was that was beat down city, dude.
It was.
That was beat down city. Oh my goodness. A bludgeoning.
It was even better than I expected.
You know, like that. You know what a depressing feeling it must be like to be a Hurricanes fan. You've lost 13 straight in the conference final. You get your popcorn. You bring little Billy to the game. Oh boy, Dad, I can't wait to go watch our Hurricanes try and get to the Stanley Cup. I can't wait either, kiddo. Don't worry, you're going to be our good luck charm.
When is the last time you called Tommy kiddo?
I call him kiddo all the time.
No, you don't.
I swear to God,
I wish he was here today.
I swear to God, I do.
All right.
But yeah, I can't wait, kiddo. We're going to make memories. And 70 seconds into the game, Gus Forsling, 1-0. Oh, and it's over. It's just the game is over. Everybody just and then it's just squeaky cheeks, and little Billy, the Hurricanes fan, is disappointed. And here comes the Cats to just bludgeon your favorite hockey team. And now, guess what? He's a Panthers fan, Dad. Your kid just got stolen.
You would disown Tommy if he did that.
Oh no, yeah, my son would have to wear the pain if that would happen.
How do you think his dad's not the same way?
He has
ride or die.
He has no choice in the matter. Because he's gonna watch Gus Forsling and he's gonna be like, I don't know, Dad. Oh, kind of a bum, dirty.
I was ride or die with a team that didn't have a winning record my whole youth.
Who, the Saints?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they were bad. Yeah, man, what a killer game. And let's get the headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the T1, the Toss, and the Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Brittany is sitting in for Frog Boy today. Hello, Brittany. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
How did you feel about that beat down the Cats put on the Canes?
This is the thing about hockey. I'm not a big hockey fan. I watch during the playoffs, and I put the game on last night. I missed every goal.
What?
I missed every goal.
How's that possible? Like, you were just doing that. You had it as background, and just every time you looked up a goal.
Every time I looked up, I was like, I missed another goal. But it was exciting. I've been watching a lot more and trying to learn the game. I'm not very well versed in it though.
Well, let me give you a little heads up, Brittany. Don't ask this charlatan any hockey questions.
Well, actually, you could ask me normal hockey questions, Brittany. Just don't ask really ill-timed, detailed questions like Leroy does about, the about shooting the gaps or power play or the odd man rush.
Oh, if you're trying to learn the sport and learn the ins and outs of sports, I try to teach you football and you almost fall asleep.
That's not true. You taught us rushing stuff this past week.
Running backs, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Football. Anyway, let's get to the action from last night. The Panthers, they beat down on the Carolina Hurricanes. As it was said, Gustav Forsling. You got this call from Doug Plagens last night, Brittany. Gustav Forsling got the scoring going to put the Cats up 1-0. Here was the call last night on WQAM.
Carolina Hurricanes control. Andrei Svechnikov didn't clear. Forsling in front of shot. He scores! Gus Forsling, 1 minute, 17 seconds in. It's 1-0 Panthers. They cash in off the Carolina turnover.
Wow. And then I think Carolina knew immediately they were in for one. And one of the reasons was, Leroy, because, we talked to Brian Boucher yesterday because he said Matthew Tkachuk, he doesn't think he's looked 100%. Well, I'll tell you one thing. He looked pretty fantastic last night.
Yep.
Chucky was all over the place. And he was, man, when Svechnikov, when he got goaded into punching Tkachuk in the head, I'm like, he's playing him like a fiddle. Like he's in full menace mode on the Carolina Hurricanes because he's not only scoring for the Panthers, but he's just being an irritant. And when Tkachuk's got you in that mode, he's got you. Like it's just, you should control yourself, but you can't because you're Svechnikov and you're a dirty rat. So you have to hit Tkachuk in the back of the head, putting your team in a bad spot. But here was Matthew Tkachuk's first goal of the game, or his only goal of the game, but his second point of the game. And this put the Cats up 2-0 off the Verhaeghe around the goal. Boom. Here's Tkachuk.
Takeaway for Walker. He'll give to the near side into the corner where Bennett blasts Svechnikov up the near side. Mikkola holds the puck in. Now behind the net, then Verhaeghe thinks about a wraparound on it for bouncing puck, and they score! Carter Verhaeghe took it to the front of the net. 8:19 to go in the first. It's 2-0 Panthers. And that may have gone off something out in front. And I believe that something was Matthew Tkachuk.
Certainly was. We call that right place, right time.
I was just getting ready to say that. Why does it always seem like the team that has a lot of success always is right place, right time?
Yep. Well, Carter Verhaeghe would be the catalyst of a lot of goals last night. Swaggy was on point, and a lot of people were there to pick up his loose change. And that happened on the power play. As we said, Carter Verhaeghe, Matthew Tkachuk, an irritant. And this led to the Cats. Now, this was probably the moment of the game. Bob just put together, Leroy, his third shutout of the playoffs, which is a Panthers record.
Yep.
Most shutouts in a playoff run. Not a ton of action for him because, they turned the water off the Hurricanes last night. But I will say, save of the night was shorthanded goal or shorthanded opportunity for the Carolina Hurricanes when the Cats go on the power play. And I know you love that when the Cats give up shorties. Stoned them. Flip it on the other end. Carter Verhaeghe with the blast. And by order of the Peaky Blinders, Sam Bennett was there to deflect it in.
Verhaeghe for Rodriguez on the right wing. Has Marchand cutting the net. Rodriguez a shot. It's blocked. And back behind the net, Martinook is there. That one may have gotten Sean Walker somewhere where there's some discomfort right now. Verhaeghe is shot. That's blocked again, this time by Martinook. A shot, and they score! And it's Carter Verhaeghe. Picked it up on the bounce. A power play goal. And the Panthers have a 3-0 lead with 4:10 to go here in the first.
Yeah, it looked by first sight like Verhaeghe got his goal, but it actually was off Sam Bennett. So upon further review, Benny gets his first goal of the night. It's 3-0. They're a broken team. They're
quiet.
It's just their crowd is stunned. They're about to go to their 14th straight Eastern Conference final loss. That's crazy. That's a banana stat to go there, and you're just like, we don't win when we get to this round. It's hopeless. But the bad part is this dirty, disgusting Aho, to do this, Sebastian Aho to little Finland is a crime I will not accept, because this Aho takes a dirty hit right to Reinhart's knees, and Reinhart has to leave for the game. And it didn't look good, and I don't like it. And this is now 2 games in a row where these rat finks in Carolina have been getting their faces beat in. It was Svechnikov doing it to Bobrovsky the last game, and now you got them trying to take out Rhino with these sideways hits. Backs conveniently right into his knee. And now I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with our sweet Rhino, dude.
Yeah, he looked like he was hurt.
That was not good.
And it's hard to tell on skates. Right? You don't really limp on skates. You just kind of glide.
I am furious, and I want repercussions for this.
Well,
Because
a sweep is good repercussion.
Yeah. You know what? More, because you want to know something? You guys couldn't do it on the level, okay? And now you're taking out our leading goal scorer on the season, our Stanley Cup final hero from last year. And I won't have it. Yes, the Cats have the depth. I understand. Everybody here is like, oh, could the Cats make up? It's a very greedy thing to say, where you're like, oh, we don't need Reinhart, blah, 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 blah. No. We know what they tried to do. Disgusting behavior from them. If we're going to sit here for weeks on end with a whodunit because of the Maple Leafs and what they did with Stolars, we just saw what happened with this guy. A clear attempt to take him out. Ridiculous. And this guy's done it before, by the way. Receipts started coming up. They're like, oh, Aho's not a dirty player. Oh, really? Then why did he do the same thing to the Rangers a year ago? Is he just, oopsie daisy, I go at people's knees? Hit up top, but you don't get the stones for it. Meek. Not happy about it, as you can tell.
As we can.
Anyway, he that dirty rat thought that he had a goal at the start of the second period. It was waved off offsides. And Rob Brindamore at that point looked like he had seen a ghost because he thought that his team was going to be back into it 3-1. And Paul Maurice says, hold it. I call a review. That's exactly how Paul Maurice did it. He called upon a review just like that, wagging the finger in the air. And
he didn't do it like, you got to use the Paul Maurice voice. Hey, Ted, I'd like to review that.
They went out there. They took it back because I think it was off Burns' stick. Ergo, making it offsides. Shutout intact. And at that point, all hope was probably lost for the Carolina Hurricanes for a comeback. The Panthers would then go about it in the second period. Another goal. Late, final minute of the second period. Carter Verhaeghe yet again on the wraparound. This one rebounds. Sam Bennett there to put it home. Puts the Cats up 4-0.
Bennett backs out the line. Ekblad straight on at the blue line has it. Ekblad patiently load shot tipped wide by Verhaeghe. Back behind the net. He rips it in front. Jammed it. And they score! And it's Sam Bennett crashing the net. And the Panthers take a 4-0 lead with 39 seconds to play here in the second. What a shift. And the Panthers are rewarded with a 4-goal lead.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear the booing in that call or not, but they were quite angry. They were quite angry in the background. Also, not to be lost that at one point, and this may be the most humiliating chant I've ever heard in my life, but at one point they literally were shouting at their team to shoot the puck.
Shoot the puck.
Shoot the puck. I was like, that is unbelievably humiliating.
I mean, there was really nowhere to shoot it because there were Panthers all over the place. Can I just say, is it me or is Seth Jones always on the ice?
Yeah, he is always on the ice. He's like always the leader in minutes on the ice.
Like by a lot.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's gone down a little bit since Ekblad's come back, thankfully, because now they have even more depth on their defensive line, which all they do is every one of their defenders has a goal.
Right.
Every one of them. Every 18 guys now after Gus scores yesterday, 18 Panthers have scored. And they've all gotten in on the action. And Gus Forsling, who actually caused all of them, because Gus Forsling basically started them ruining their night with scoring a goal. And then Gus Forsling on that breakaway, skittish, gets them to mess up their opportunity to get on the board. And that's what caused the crowd to go shoot the puck. Because Forsling was he's everywhere. He's everywhere. And these defenders, I mean, Leroy, it's like they just swarmed these guys. They got nothing clean to look at.
Nothing. and they pass it around and they go side to side, which usually creates a little space. And the Panthers just don't give them anything.
Niko Mikkola, by the way, did you see that hit that he laid on Jarvis? Dude, the polar bear. He took that dude clean off the ice. And then he started trying to skate, and he looked like a baby deer trying to walk.
Oh, yeah, when he had he did the...
Yeah. he's like, I'm going to try to keep it going, guys. He goes, are you sure that giant condor?
And then he just fell, right? He just
fell. He's like, no, I think I'm good. You don't look so. He was like a fighter after they get knocked out. And you're like, you sure you want to continue? Yeah. Brutal. Final goal of the night came from a blast from Aaron Ekblad. And then who was there to deflect it in but our captain, Alexander Barkov, to make it 5-0 Cats.
Tkachuk, he'll try and flip it out front. Pass deflects away. Rodriguez in the Reinhart spot here on this unit for now. Here's Rodriguez. Far boards out the line. Ekblad there. Ekblad across to the right point. Long shot. He scores from out the right point. Ekblad put it to the net. Barkov was right in front. And the Panthers take a 5-0 lead. A power play goal. A deflection from the captain.
Yeah, that's good.
At what point did you start thinking, man, I hope Bob can get the shutout? Because this game.
That's all I thought about in the third period.
Right.
It's like it was the only thing I was like. At that point, you knew it was over. So you're just like,
based on what he did on those couple of odd man rushes between him and Gus Forsling, he deserved the shutout.
Oh, for sure.
He got put in a couple of tough spots and he came through big time.
Literally a couple of spots, because then the rest of the game he was just like, I'm so bored right now.
But they only have like 18 shots?
17.
And
I think like 8 of them were in the third period.
Right.
The Cats were like trying to just be like, dude, you know how like bad it was when they got on the power play and Marchand had 2 shots on goal and they had none?
Right.
I was like, this team.
I'm like, wait, they had in the offensive end shorthanded for like 30 seconds. I'm like, who's on the power play?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like the Cats are just like, wee. It was something. The Cats will try and put a death grip on it on Saturday night back in their barn, but I'm
still not like, I know the way this is going and I understand your sentiments, but I got to tell you, in hockey, it ain't over till the team wins 4, because we saw it last year. They were up 3-0. So
while I
would feel better,
I understand what
hockey
you're saying.
is hockey.
Leroy, first of all, they've gone 4 straight road games with 5 goals or more. Okay.
I know.
I know you and I maybe not the biggest hockey aficionados, though we've been watching them a plenty. Let's be real about it. This is the worst team we've seen them play in the playoffs.
Yes. It hasn't,
which isn't surprising, by the way. The Cats were in a good division, and the playoffs in the hockey kind of stupid, and they were set up to take on 2 teams they were basically in a dogfight in all year, and you took on a Lightning team that has a lot of skill, a Leafs team that everybody thought this was going to be their year. I don't think this team's in the Leafs zip code as far as talent.
I think based on what we've seen, this Hurricanes team, this Carolina Hurricanes team, looks like the Panthers team 3 years ago when they won the President's Cup, but didn't really play defense. That's how this team looks. But yeah, I feel good about how they're playing, but it's still hockey, man.
I don't know, dude. This team, Leroy, I mean, like, since overtime in the last series,
I know.
With the run Bob's on right now,
maybe that was a wake up. Like, dude, we almost went down 3-0. Let's get our bleep together.
Like, they got to try something on Bob. What do you mean? I don't know. Shoot it high or something. Like, what? Oh, he hasn't done. Did you not see him do the ninja save with no stick?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Look, I don't know. You just got to try, because they basically have these are their goals right now: a cheating kick goal okay? And like a meaningless power play goal at a game where they were getting beat 5-1 the entire time. Other than that, good luck, Carolina.
Yep.
Take a break. Back with more after this. Oh, baby. Celebrating a Cats victory today. Panthers win 5-0 last night in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. Bob's third shutout of the postseason. Get to the road to repeat here. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Galaxy vibe. Quite nice.
Yep.
What a time, man. Man, Leroy, how good were those crowd shots yesterday? I mean, they were
like, oh, this is what I saw.
Just laid back in their chairs, so upset, infuriated. It was crazy. And I was watching I love watching the Canadian intermission reports in between too. And Buddy, who they got on that set, I don't know who he is, but he looks like hockey. And he's just like, I think they should just get Anderson out of there just because it's going to break him mentally for this. And then they were totally like, he gave up 3 goals on 5 shots. And none of them, like, they were all deflections and like his team being lethargic. I felt terrible for their goalie because he's just sitting there going like,
we've seen that. We've seen that with Bob.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But they were like, I'm worried about his mental health. I'm like, wow, that's like and they eventually did. They pulled him after 2. They were just like, all right, hopefully Anderson can reset, refocus. I doubt it, but hopefully he can.
I mean, if the guy that's been through it can't do it, new guy ain't gonna be able to come in and just pick up.
I mean, he's not new. He's a very good goalie. It's just
no. I mean, new goalie coming in the third period with had no action on that day. No, how the hell he gonna be able to follow the puck?
You go out there. I want to go out there. The Panthers are coming. Verhaeghe, Tkachuk. I will say, I think the biggest thing for me yesterday, other than Reinhart's health, which is numero uno, is, man, Tkachuk looked good. I mean, he looked the best he had since the Tampa series.
Right.
Flying all over the place, being a menace.
Marchand, man. Marchand's all over the place.
Do you think Tkachuk gets a call from Mama Tkachuk after the game or a text and be like, will you stop chewing on the stupid mouth guard like it's a piece of gum and just like
it's something that I promise you, if you show pictures when he was hanging out with Tatum, he was chewing a mouthpiece. It's like it's a habit. It's something that you do, you pick up early in your hockey career or football career or whatever, and you always do it.
Pretty wild. Dade South says they have Sportsnet highlights on YouTube. The call is so much better. I don't doubt it. The thing that was funny with the broadcast though yesterday is like they're all looking at the Cats. This isn't as annoying as the Toronto, the pro Toronto TNT broadcast and the ESPN broadcast where they very clearly were pulling for the Leafs. This one, it was like you got a little bit of like, all right, well, let's just respect a great team. They're a champion. And this is what we're watching. But then they're also just like, holy crap, like, how do you figure this out? Like, what do? You have Olchek who's on there, and he's basically like, I guess you got to maybe try and take out Sergei Bobrovsky. I'm like, are you calling for a hit on the goalie, sir? Like, they did that. They tried that the last game.
He's ordering the code red on TV.
He's ordering the code red. I think, what is this, Scalabrini? What are we doing? Unbelievable.
But I don't think the players want that smoke.
I don't
because if you go mess with Bob before you even get to the polar bear, there's a couple of other guys that want to have words with you.
I'll tell you who's his bouncer is Tkachuk. Tkachuk he's like, I don't let you mess with him. Like he's always going to be there around to defend Bobrovsky. He's always talking to the refs. You want to know why? Because he's got a how do I put this? Tkachuk's got an eye for Tkachukness. So he goes, hey, he's doing what I do. Goes,
little drive-bys, chicken wings.
Little chicken wing.
Like you see how that's how it is playing a running back. Like you get chicken wings, pushed, everybody talk trash. You know what I mean?
The other thing too is though, like Bob wasn't even like he's like gloving everything. He's so calm, and he goes, "Let's go to the face-off because they're gonna screw it up anyway. Like, who cares?"
The worst one is when you see Bob cover up something, but the puck is like right over there.
Oh, he had one of those, yeah. And you can see the eyes light up. He goes, "Oh!" It's like when a goalie makes a stop, but they don't know where the puck went. The bug-eyedness that reaches them is a sight to behold. My favorite thing has become, though, now after the Panthers kick somebody's ass and they give the end of game montage, is always going to the glamour shot of Sergei Bobrovsky showering himself with water. He looks like a goalie model. Like
he didn't have to do it too much. He probably had to refill because he didn't get a whole bunch of action.
Bob's sitting there like Bob McAdoo with Sudoku in the crease.
Yeah.
Let me know when you guys are coming back here. Oh, no.
You know, do you still there's only one thing in hockey where, except the odd man rush, makes me nervous. I don't know what it is. Every time the goalie goes behind the net and I see defenders coming, I'm like,
Bob's been extra froggy with it the last 5 games.
Right.
He's been like, whoop. He's like backhanding it. He's like,
right.
You know what my favorite has become? When like they'll shoot and he's just smacking it outside the blue. He's just like, and it always, he's in the zone right now.
Or when they try to go across the zone and he just puts a little chicken stick out there.
Yep. Yeah. He's on, dude. He is in the flow right now. It's really something to behold. Like he's been friggin' awesome. And like, look, I get it. You're right with the hockey thing. Like if they don't have Reinhart, I'm nervous. I think they could handle them without him.
I'm not nervous because of the Panthers. I'm nervous because of hockey.
I think the Panthers are
and I just think hockey is a weird thing.
And like, own hockey.
I don't understand. How can you say that when you just saw them?
I just think they own hockey. I think they own
it. Okay, that's fine. But we just saw last year they were up 3-0 and it went to a game 7.
Yeah, and then that game 7 happened and they smoked them.
Right.
Like
they won the series. But I'm saying that is how I view hockey more than just no lead is safe. No, like,
but like
up, 3 up, like
they were down 2-0. They were down 0-2 to Toronto, and I was never nervous because I didn't think they played their best.
Right.
I don't think Carolina has much left to give. So yeah, I'm not saying, hey, chalk up the repeat. Like I know the West, like either if it's Dallas or Edmonton, they're coming with some talent. Obviously, we know how talented Edmonton is. Dallas has a lot of firepower, but I don't know, Leroy, since that overtime win.
Yes, they've been unstoppable.
Take a break. More to come here on the show. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQM. Back up to this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back with you here on a Friday. Oh, it was an easy ride today. I love a Friday ride in. Nobody there.
Don't forget before a long weekend.
Oh, and school's almost out. Oh, I can't wait till the no school travel. Oh, that's going to be good. Anyway, maybe I was too excited for that. Hey, we just had our second Whiskey Stars and Cigars a few weeks ago, and now we got your chance to win tickets to Drew Estate's sold-out Barn Smoker. Get a tour of the Florida Sun-Grown Farm, enjoy fine spirits, a catered dinner, and an exclusive Barn Smoker cigar pack upon arrival. For your chance to win, go to WQM's contest page at WQM.com and enter. Must be 21 or older to win and attend. Cats win last night, 5-0. Celebrating them here today. I got to tell you, and I'm only saying this because he's not here, but this whole Cats best team since the Big Three or better than the Big Three, that's getting popular. Now Frog Boy is like, and so I can't believe like he got real estate on that early on that take, and now everybody's trying to hop on board. But we were talking about this a little bit. I was talking with Dan Day about this. He goes, man, this is crazy watching a team like this, because Dan was in New Orleans. He wasn't here for the Big Three. Mm-hmm. He goes, is this what it was like? And I'm like, it was different because everybody in the nation really hated that Heat team. But I'll tell you the thing that's a little different about this team. This team went through its pains, and they keep adding and getting better gradually, right? Like the Tkachuk growth and the Tkachuk trade's always going to be this line of demarcation for them. The Big Three, it was kind of just like, boom, here you have the biggest team in sports.
You have the three guys, and we'll keep adding veterans around you.
Right.
But you're going to be the main course.
The thing with the Big Three, right? Pretty much every run that they had some type of drama and had some type of like angst. I really genuinely feel like the domination we're watching from this Panthers team right now, like this run they've had of road games, I don't remember the Big Three winning games like that. Because
especially in the playoffs.
They had the 27-game win streak. The thing with the Big Three is there would be games like against the Wizards where they like what everybody's doing now with 15. That's very chic now. It was very special when you would do it back then. And there would genuinely be games where like the Heat would just pull games out of their you-know-whats, and you're just like, man, that's talent. But in the playoff runs, there was a lot of nervous moments. Like there was Chris Bosh. There was game 2 against Chicago. There was Chris Bosh going down with injury. There was, LeBron having to go crazy in game 6 in Boston. You had to come back down from the Thunder series. Like all of these things, caused a little bit of nervousness. Mm-hmm. This Panthers team is just like, every year they've like last year up until they got to basically infamy where they're like, oof, this team's coming all the way back, that you had to deal with like, all right, this is now you're in it. It basically, they hadn't been in the position to be down 2 games since what? This past game when they were down 0-2, they hadn't been at that point since the Stanley Cup final against Vegas, but you had already done this great feat because you were an 8 seed that got all the way there. You came back down 3-1 from Boston. So you dealt with it there. And then this thing has been crazy because it felt like every year now they're just demoralizing teams. They don't want to play them.
Right. So
while I don't think they're bigger, Schmeathen, who's like the Big Three was global, I'm not saying that they're bigger than the Big Three. That would obviously be wildly stupid. But what I'm telling you is the confidence that you have walking with those guys skating on the ice right now is amongst the most confident I imagine a sports fan has been down here with any team that has been elite, whether it be the Big Three or whether that be the 0-1 Canes, where you're just like, this is a formality. They're going to they're going to kick your ass in every which way. And the thing that is crazy about it, because you mentioned the fear of hockey, is hockey doesn't do blowouts like this very commonly.
I know.
And they've just kicked the teeth in of their opponents 4 out of the last 5. Like, That's crazy. Anyway,
it's one of those things where the Panthers are playing at such a high level right now. Nobody they play can match it. And no matter how much they try, and you can change the game plan, you can change a whole lot of stuff. But the fact of the matter is that you can't do what the Panthers do. You can't beat them at their own game. Your game is based on speed and shots on goal. They're not giving you that space. And it's probably really frustrating for a Carolina team that's pretty much had their way all season.
Dade South says Game 5 in 2012 was a blowout. It was. That was an embarrassing one for the Thunder. However, Game 4 was quite scary because LeBron goes out with the cramps, and you needed Wade and Mario Chalmers to take home because, like, LeBron hits that big three. He can't move anymore, and that's a big thing because 2-2 is a lot different than being up 3-1.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not saying they got to, first of all, they got to repeat to get to the big threes.
It's different, though. It's different because you're talking about a sport that's worldwide. In fact, you know, D Wade and LeBron and China and other parts of the world, Japan.
I'm not even talking about that, though. I'm talking about pure dominance. I'm talking about the Panthers, it feels like now, are getting to a point
they're more dominant. They're more dominant than the big three.
It just feels that way.
Because the big three,
like
even the championships that they went, right? Even the championships that the Heat, the big three went to, they never had an easy path. Like, even though they may have been the 1 seed,
probably their easiest path. Yeah, their easiest path was probably the final year, and they got to the finals against the Spurs, the rematch against the Spurs. And it didn't really take until Game 3 where you're like, oh, the wheels fell off this team, and this Spurs team is obliterating them. Like,
right.
It kind of just came out of nowhere because that run before that, what was that? That was it Bulls? No, I think it was Bobcats, Nets, and the Pacers, who obviously they beat the 2 previous years. They didn't respect them at all. I think that was like the fakest 7-game series ever. That felt like very much like the Toronto series where it was like, oh, this team again, but you like had no fear you were going to lose that series ever.
Right.
And it had been 3 straight years. So I think once the Heat got to that year, everybody's like, there's no shot they're losing up until it got to the Game 3. With the year, but those 2 years where they were trying to win it, you very much felt like, oh, they got to win this. You know, Paul George was coming on, and LeBron couldn't figure out Roy Hibbert for some reason. You know, like there was always some weirdness or some injury that came up. The Panthers have some obstacles, but man,
they're so deep.
But that's the thing is like they got to add like pieces along the way, like Rayon and Shane Battier that helped, but you really need them because like the first year you had nobody. The Panthers were still damn good 2 years ago, and now they're adding Seth Jones and Marchand and Tkachuk to make you feel like, oh, Reinhart's out, no bigs, which is a crazy thing to say.
Which is a crazy thing to say.
Even though I would please be okay, Ronnie, because I think we need I think in the West we would need him. I think we could get these 2, Leroy, but I think he's Selke finalist. We need Rhino. Please be okay. Aho, you better be head on a swivel, dude. I swear to God, if you hurt Rhino, I am going to be so mad at you. Take a break. We'll hear a little bit from Paul Maurice on the other side. Get you caught up with your headlines. Celebrating the Cats here on a Friday. Back after this.
Our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. As the Panthers dominant last night, 5-0 win for your defending Stanley Cup champion Panthers over the Carolina Hurricanes. Do you want to know what they did on their off day, Leroy?
What did they do?
Sports. Jameson Olivis said that Niko Mikkola is revealed. Brad Marchand orchestrated an outing to Dairy Queen.
You don't need to orchestrate. Just go.
He just said he wants everybody to go. A team outing.
To Dairy Queen, you cheap bastard.
What do you mean?
I mean, if I'm in Florida,
I don't know if he picked up the tab.
If I'm in Florida, I'm going to Cold Stone or I'm going to Jackson's.
Oh, wow, interesting.
That's real team bonding over some good ice cream.
But you got to sit. Here's the thing, though. You go to a Cold Stone, you got to wait for everybody on the team. Tip.
You got to do the same thing at
blend it together. No, but they got machines, dude. They got to do every single blend by hand at Cold Stone. You know, you throw everything in the blizzard. You can make like
that's
4
like
blizzards.
saying, I'm gonna take you guys out. We're gonna go to McDonald's.
You can make
'cause it's
4.
easy.
What? Team bonding is team bonding.
Okay. So Christmas, right?
Hmm?
When I say I'm gonna take you guys to lunch,
Yeah.
and we go to McDonald's instead of Capitol Grill,
Would still love it. Would still love it. Would still appreciate it. I would. Dade South says you're an ice cream elitist. I agree with that because he doesn't like ice cream that much.
right? So, like, yeah.
You would, Brittany, would you appreciate a Dairy Queen run by any teammate, or do you feel like that's cheap? You need to go to Cold Stone.
1,000%.
Love Dairy Queen.
I love Dairy Queen. There's not enough Dairy Queens in South Florida, in my opinion.
That's true.
So honestly, it's a little bit more exclusive than you think, Leroy.
And then if you go to the smaller towns, they have a Dairy Queen Brazier where they make hamburgers and stuff.
Well, that's the thing is the one thing that Cold Stone doesn't have is you don't have hot. Like, what if they wanted to go to Dairy Queen just to get snacks? Like,
really?
You can get 10
and Dairy Queen has some
You're
of the
making
best
stuff up.
What do you mean, dude?
I'm sure nobody said, yeah, in case you don't want ice cream, you can get one of those juicy burgers.
JFix says, I got excited when I saw DQ in Tampa. Don't see them here anymore. There's one. I got a Dairy Queen on Lake Worth Road.
I got a Dairy Queen right around the corner.
I think Broward and Palm Beach still has Dairy Queens. I don't know about
You guys
Dade.
have them in like South Florida for real. Miami does not have.
They don't have any Dairy Queens
They
down
have
here?
one like in Kendall.
Doesn't the Dolphin Mall have one with an orange Julius?
Yeah, I think so, but I don't want to go to Dolphin Mall. Do you want to go to Dolphin Mall?
Only if I'm forced.
Exactly.
Hey, and keep in mind, Dairy Queen and Cold Stone are the same distance from my house.
I understand.
So guess where I'm going? Cold Stone.
Niko Mikkola, like, what do you think he has? And he's like, can I get Blizzard with fish?
Klondike Bar.
Oh, man. Let's get to some headlines here brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Schmieth, does anybody notice how Tobin was able to rattle off how locations of fast food places? Hey, man, Schmiethen, you keep note.
What about Carvel ice cream?
Carvel's become rare. There's not many Carvels around anymore.
I got like 2 of them within 10 minutes of my house.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody thinks about going to Carvel anymore unless you're getting an ice cream cake.
Yeah, but they keep in mind originally they only had like 1.
Yeah, Fudgy the Whale
on a commercial by 441.
Carvel had Cookie Puss and
they opened up other ones. So now I have a couple of those by my house. But again, when you say Carvel, you're thinking of ice cream cakes, which meh.
I can't believe you called Marchand a cheap bastard.
Yeah.
First of all, don't they get a per diem? I don't even think he has to pay. Like, I think he's just like, hey, boys, DQ, let's go.
You can't wait. Don't
you get like a certain amount of money on the road?
There's a rule. Here's what that rule is. If you are inviting people to go somewhere and eat, you can't bring them all there and then say, everybody get in line and pay for themselves. Even you're inviting people.
Even if you get road trip bucks?
It doesn't matter. If you are a player and you're inviting somebody to go eat, those players are going to assume you're footing the bill.
All right, I'm going to need to get Niko Mikkola's thoughts on this.
It's true. I'm telling you.
Hey, you're the professional athlete. I believe you. I'm just
if I said as only me and Metcalf went and ate every Monday, whoever didn't score a touchdown had to pay.
I like that.
That's how it went. But we had that stand. We did that as long as we were in Cleveland. But if I tell the offensive line, hey, guys, you guys want to go to the spot and get some food, you best believe they think I'm paying. What if you invited somebody? What if you and D first in college, y'all first started dating, say, hey, you want to go to, Applebee's?
He's not taking Mikkola on a date.
Sure, I'd enjoy it, right? And then you hand her half of the check. No, you can't invite somebody and not pay.
Interesting. All right. Paul Maurice, he was asked about the Panthers being road warriors, 22 goals in their last 4 road games. That seems like a lot. Let's hear from the Panthers head coach on that.
I knew that. I think we're a game over 500 on the road this year. I'd have used it way earlier. Like, I wouldn't have waited for the playoffs. I'd have fired that right out in December. I would say that style of game-wise, that we don't put a great weight on execution and how we feel. So whether it's pretty or not doesn't matter to us. And we don't play much differently at home. It's pretty similar. But last year we were a pretty dominant road team, and this year we were good until about the last month and a half, and then kind of some injuries and stuff. So I don't think that we feel any differently on the road. The intimidation of the road game kind of left our game 15 years ago. You can be a good road team now. I mean, it used to be different going on the road. It has nothing to do with the fans. I think the buildings are louder, the music's louder, the fans are louder, but just the way, the structure of teams, the structure of lines. It used to be, if you got down 2-0 at home, your fourth line didn't even ask if they were going out. They just jumped over the boards, and they didn't bring all their equipment with them. Right? It was on. So it's different now.
Right side, second.
Wow. That's a confident man right there. That's a confident Paul Maurice.
You know what? Same tone.
Yep.
No matter what.
Here's a little bit more from the head coach on taking the home crowd out of it on their road games.
Well, I mean, we've had some dogs at home. We've had some tough ones, but our crowd's really good to us, you know. I don't think that you necessarily gain anything on the road. You just don't lose anything. So the other team scores, you're on the road, the building gets amped up. Dallas last night, 3-1 game. They scored that thing early and that building lit up, and now they're skating twice as fast as they did for the first 2 periods. There's a huge advantage to the home team and the emotional. I don't think that the road team participates in that. Like, if it's quiet, like, we don't know. right? The music's still really loud and there's cheering, so we don't pick up on that. But there can be a real advantage for the home team when they get something good to happen. It lights the crowd up.
Last question, left side, Jameson.
Paul Maurice strike you as somebody who refers to music as noise? He seems like he's mentioned the music twice there, and I feel like if it's not 80s hair band rock, he ain't rocking with it. What do you think Paul Maurice listens to?
Bee Gees.
Really?
Like I think he's in the 70s, old Billy Joel, The Police. You think he's into heavy metal?
Yeah, I feel like he's rocking Poison as he's leaving the ring.
No. He's got to have there's got to be some kind of mellowness to his music because it would connote his personality.
Was he 60 now? 58, 60?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Matthew Tkachuk. This is what he had to say on the Cats and their winning ways recently, as the Panthers have been absolutely on fire. This is him on them winning their last 3 road games dominantly.
It might have been natural for us to take a little bit to get going tonight, and it was the exact opposite. It was an unreal start from us. No, the goals aside, just the way we played in the first period was as good as it gets, and it's just a hell of a road trip.
Yeah, I would agree. And
good to see him. He looks healthy.
He looked good. Here's a little bit more of Matthew Tkachuk on what an embarrassment the Carolina Hurricanes have been.
No, not at all. I mean, they're a great team. I think you got to be careful the way you look at the shots. I mean, some games tonight they had however many. Some games they have 50. It's just part of the game. I mean, they're really good at throwing pucks at the net with some traffic and looking for sticks, creating havoc off that. I don't know. I think maybe we just did a great job blocking shots tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what you did.
They never shot it though.
You know what you did. And we got some breaking news, by the way, from the Cats. Bill Zito has been named one of the 3 finalists for General Manager of the Year.
If he doesn't win it, it's a joke.
Did
he win it last year?
No.
Yeah, absolutely. His 3-year run of decisions and building a team and a franchise to win championships is unmatched.
Yeah, Jim Nill won it last year for the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, they were pretty good too.
He's a finalist this year as well.
Yep.
Sorry, Jim. I know you got Rankin in, but I thought Bill Zito, top notch. Anyway, we'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this.
Another
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Desmond and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com? Free consultation 24/7. Call them up at 866-954-MORE. What is it raining other than rats? Every time he does that and he hits his mic, like I feel like he's banging an acoustic guitar.
It is. Whoops.
Are you okay?
Oh, man. All right.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No. Forget the weather. What did you just break?
I was reaching over and my mic cord got, what the hell Fonz got up in here.
Are you gonna was it something? What is that? Is that like an artifact?
A little flower pot. Hold on.
South goes, he is a literal bowl in a china shop.
No, I mean, who does this? Look.
So you broke a flower pot?
Yeah, a little flower pot.
Wow.
I'm trying to squeeze my fat ass in these little corners to get to the window plate. Now there's dirt everywhere. Anyway, winds are coming out of the west, southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clouds are humming. Usually when you have that westerly breeze, that's when you can get the little evening showers. It's hot as hell. It's got to be, 91 degrees? And, yeah, expect a little evening shower. We got one, was it yesterday, where it rained pretty good for a nice little clip thunderstorm?
I saw, yeah, you guys had some crazy storms down in Broward and Dade, right?
Yeah.
Like we didn't get any of that up there.
Yeah, we had for like maybe an hour, it rained pretty good. Well,
dude, it sounded like Stone Cold was about to come out to wrestle.
Hey, 2-1 filthy Leroy cuts. I'm not gonna because it broke in big pieces, dude. This is a real. Hold up. Can we
unaccountable Leroy blaming Fonz?
Yeah.
Somebody says Big Spoon's about to take you out.
Don't worry. I'm already in trouble.
You're trying to put it together?
Yeah. I can gorilla glue this thing. It's like building a puzzle.
Okay, well, save that project for the commercial break.
Look at that. Whoops. Hey, I was just going to play it off. You're the one that wanted to.
You couldn't play it off, dude. We heard it on the air. It was like, Kush. I think we need to go get Brittany. Can you go get that sound for next segment? I don't think you realize how loud that break sounded was. Like we all had it ASMR style, dude.
And I wasn't even close to the mic.
I know. Just be careful. Don't cut yourself. All right.
I'm not going to cut myself. It's pottery. Pottery doesn't break like glass.
I haven't mentioned today because honestly, I was all Cats last night, but the OKC Thunder took a 2-0 lead on the Timberwolves. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's good.
Yep.
38 points for him in the win over the Timberwolves. And yeah, they look, the Thunder looking very Panthers-like, very overwhelming right now.
Yeah. I mean, they quieted Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time, and I don't think he's a bad player.
Who?
But I'm going to say this. I don't think you can win a championship with Rudy Gobert.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because he's like playing with 4.5 players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not like Rodman, who always gets the rebound, right? He sometimes gets it. He's out of position a lot. Shai is doing what he wants in the paint. That's what you are, a paint deterrent. So why is a guy who shoots middies scoring 38 in the paint?
It's very good, though.
So I don't care how good he is. You have, 4-time defensive player of the year? There should be none of that.
By the way, speaking of defensive player of the year, Bam Adebayo yesterday, his streak of all defense came to an end. First time in 6 years, Bam does not make an all defense team. Not first, not second. So I'm sure he's going to take that well. But here's the thing. I'm going to be pure to this.
It has more to do with the team he's playing on and not about his abilities.
It's not about his abilities. And from my standpoint, I don't get in the case of snubbery. I don't think there are, if you told me you think there are 10 defenders on this planet better than Bam Adebayo, I'd say you're high as a kite, Yogi. If you told me there were 5 defenders you think are better on this planet than Bam Adebayo, I don't think I agree with that. But when you win 37 games, you're not going to get a lot of accolades.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's what it is. That's what it comes down to.
Most of the awards, and the only reason why it's not that way for the All-Star game, because you got to pick the All-Star teams middle of the season.
Mm-hmm. And rookies too. Like rookies are naturally going to be on bad teams.
So when you look at it, like what the Heat have been doing the last few years, being undermanned and just scrappy, and they all put it towards the defense. They're always in the game with that defense. And then you go to say, oh, it's Bam. Those things can't be said about this team this year. So therefore, the defensive accolades are going to be missed, even though you're still playing quality defense and guarding 1 through 5. So it has more to do with the team and the success of the team. And think about it. If I'm somebody else from another city and you pick Bam over a player that plays for another team, I'm immediately going to say, how you blow that many leads and be on a all defensive team?
Yeah, and the thing is for him, like, he's the only guy kind of keeping it all together. But yeah, I'm with you. When you have the worst fourth quarter metrics of any team, in the league, it's a fair critique, even though it's not on him. He's the anchor of the unit.
But keep in mind, we're looking at it firsthand. Most people that vote in this are looking at it from the peripherals.
Yeah,
they're looking at it from the outside, and they're looking at numbers, and they're hearing all these stats about the Heat giving up these leads in the fourth quarter and how ridiculous it is and how their defensive rating has been affected by that. And then you go, okay, how are we going to take somebody on all defense that was a part of that?
Yeah, here was your first team. Evan Mobley, obviously won Defensive Player of the Year. Dyson Daniels, who led the league in steals by a lot. Lou Dort, OKC, most dominant defense in the league. Draymond Green.
He begged his way onto it.
He campaigned, Lifetime Achievement Award. By the way, half the year they sucked, and basically, what did he become the best defender in the league because Jimmy Butler
got there?
Like, I saw Bam Adebayo versus Draymond Green. Bam cooked his ass, but whatever. Ahmed Thompson, he was great. Obviously, had the viral game against Steph Curry. But the guys on the second team, Zubac has had a great year. You think he's a better defender than Bam? You're high as a kite. Jaren Jackson Jr., come on, dude. Dude's a foul machine. Not better than Bam at defense. Tamani Kamara from Portland's had a great year. They were kind of an up-and-up team. Nice. And then Rudy Gobert was the last. Jalen Williams from OKC, and then Rudy Gobert was the last guy to make it on all second team.
Which is amazing to me because he has not been any type of deterrent in this OKC series.
And I think only 2 guys. Is it 2 guys? Yeah, 2 guys from the East made it. Only Mobley and Daniels. So that was a very West heavy award. 2 Thunder making it obvious, probably deservedly so because of their incredible season, but a very, very West heavy all defense team for that. And then Bam finished. He was second in others receiving votes, but he didn't receive the next guy was OG Anunoby, who had 49 points, which was the next guy to be off the list. And then Bam only had 18. He had one first team all defense vote and then 16 second team all defense votes. But that was way behind OG Anunoby's total.
Right.
So, yeah, he was mostly an afterthought on this year. Mostly an afterthought on this year.
And that has more to do with team success than his ability to play defense.
Yeah, but I'd imagine, as he said to Pat, what was it, the thing that he wants the answers to Pat on what changes they're going to make or what fixes they're going to do. I imagine he doesn't, Bam is not one of these guys that I'm sure wants to be stuck on a mediocre team either. So we'll see what moves Pat Riley's got to deter that. But it's been all quiet. It's almost too quiet. I need some action. Let's go, baby. Chris Haynes, where's my Giannis report, dude? Take a break. We'll tickle Leroy's fancy next.
Go with you.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to tickle Leroy's. Go around the weekend slate and see what tickles Leroy's fancy. I guess when he gets here, I don't know where he went. I just imagine maybe he got some Gorilla Glue, like he's trying to fix that pot that he broke in his studio. And just incredible. I mean, this guy went to go do the weather. But do you have the sound, Brittany, so Leroy can understand how loud his antics were last segment? Because that was something. This was Leroy Horde going to the Windowplex to try and bring us the weather.
It is. Whoops.
Are you okay?
Oh, man. So I went and told Fonz. He goes, "Oh, no, you broke my succulent?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You didn't even know where it was." He says, "Yeah, I put it on top of a speaker." I'm like, "Man, put that thing in a cup."
All right, let us get to tickle my fancy here, Leroy.
Yeah, hey, last week was a rough one. It was action. Now, I think we got a little lighter week this weekend.
A little bit of a lighter week. What do you got, Leroy, for this tonight? Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The New York Knicks host the Indiana Pacers at 8:00. Does that game tickle your fancy?
We either gonna see a street fight and a good series because the Knicks are gonna win, or we better start recognizing a superstar when we see one, and Halliburton, because there's been a lot of situations during the course of the year where he's done stuff like that, and we've just kind of brushed over it.
I saw a take from Stephen A yesterday. I didn't watch the whole clip, but I saw like one of those Instagram headlines, and it just came off patently absurd, where it said, just because you hit clutch shots doesn't make you a superstar. And I'm like, that's
exactly what it makes you.
Like, that's literally what a superstar does.
Because wait, if he scored a lot of points but didn't hit clutch shots, then you would turn around and say, but he's not clutch.
I don't know. I'm
that, you know who said that? A Knicks fan.
Salty.
Oh, yeah.
Also tonight, Leroy, on the other side of the bracket in Dallas, Texas, the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final, after their monster comeback in Game 1, host Game 2 against the Edmonton Oilers at 8:00. Tickle your fancy?
I've seen Edmonton play. I haven't really seen Dallas play. I might kick the tires on it a little bit, but not really. I'm not
tickled.
Yeah.
One of the rare non-Panthers hockey games I've been to, which is a total of 2. One was a Winter Classic Rangers-Islanders game at Yankee Stadium, and the other was the Dallas Stars. I don't even remember who they played, to be honest with you. Maybe it was Columbus, but I went with Hockman and Crowder when I was doing. I think you were doing your annual golf trip or something like that.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to Errol Spence Radio Row in Dallas by myself, and we went to a Dallas Stars game randomly. And the thing I found hilarious about it is everybody wears those ugly ass green jerseys, but they wear them with cowboy hats. And I was like, wow, they really do that here.
I told you my grandfather was from Texas, and he wore a cowboy hat every day.
Incredible.
Looked ridiculous in the hood, but
you know who's making the cowboy hat a thing I've seen this offseason? Zach Sealer. He's really making that his repertoire. I saw on Instagram that he went to the PBR championship, the Pro Bull Rider championship. I'm like, that's Zach Sealer's vacation right there. See if I can last 8 seconds or more.
I went when I was a kid. We moved to Denver, and we were staying with my godparents, and one of my cousins was a pilot. And so one Saturday morning, he says, "Hey, let's go." It was me, my godfather, him, and another dude got one of these little bitty planes, like a Cessna or whatever, and flew to Wyoming, and I saw the Cheyenne Rodeo. I didn't know that was like the Super Bowl of rodeos.
You know, I've been seeing something with cowboy hats. J-Fix says something so manly about a cowboy hat. I've been noticing the Palm Beach sheriffs, they're starting to wear cowboy hats. And I'm like, we're doing that down here now.
I ain't scared of no cop wearing a cowboy hat until he says the words reckon.
Dude,
I reckon you speeding.
There's definitely
you in a hurry?
There's definitely some redneck areas up there where I live. That's for sure. But I was like, oh, we're rocking the sheriff's. We're rocking. It wasn't a sheriff's hat. I know what the sheriff's hat is.
Yeah,
where it's got the look. No, they were wearing distinctly these were young cops too, wearing a cowboy hat, and I was like, kind of dig it, but I don't feel like I didn't think of that as a Florida thing. I feel like that's a Texas thing.
They do that in South Carolina. So.
I feel like that's a thing up there.
Yeah.
Like.
And what about in Canada? They do the round
Mountie hat. Yeah, the Mountie
hat. Yeah.
All right. Also, Leroy, tonight at 9:38, very exact. Marlins, Angels. Tickle your fancy?
I would be telling a lie.
So,
if I were to say yes.
Not tickled.
Sandman's on the hill.
9:30.
You don't want to see Sandy?
Not until 9:45, because that's the way his outings have been going.
You know, it's I really want him to get right. It's been tough.
Yeah, but what happens if he gets right and they trade him?
Well, I wouldn't like that either.
Right.
I don't want a stinky Sandy. Like I do want him to get back and get his ways figured out. Tomorrow, Leroy, at 9:00 p.m. UFC Fight Night. Women's flyweight main event, Erin Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. Took you a fancy?
No.
Okay, well.
Is that regular ESPN?
It is on regular ESPN, yes.
Yeah.
It is on regular ESPN.
That sounds like regular ESPN.
It does sound like regular ESPN.
Although, remember Manny Pacquiao fought on ESPN.
He did very early in the morning.
Yep.
Very early in the morning. Tomorrow night, Leroy. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Florida Panthers back home hosting the Carolina Hurricanes.
Down the street, baby. Down the street. Yes. Yes, my fancy is tickled. I'm going to be all in.
I'm all in.
I'm all in.
I'm all in. All right. Leroy, this weekend, new movie out. Lilo and Stitch, live action. Tickle your fancy?
Why do you say live action? Because it's not a cartoon?
Well, yeah, it's a live action, but I mean, obviously, Stitch is, I believe, computer generated.
CGI. No, I'm just saying. That's why. Do you have to say, like, they don't say animated when it's an animation? So why did you have to say live?
Because
like I'm going to opera or something. Like I'm going to, Disney on Ice.
I feel like you're quibbling here. Do you want to see Lilo and Stitch as a tickle your fancy or not?
No, I don't have any kids your age.
All right, dude. I'm seeing Lilo and Stitch this weekend, probably.
I know, because who are you going with, Tommy and Sophia?
Yep.
Is she not? Don't worry.
No, she loves Lilo and Stitch. She's
going to graduate pretty soon. You got about another 2 years.
What about Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning? Tickle your fancy?
Not a big fan of 60-year-olds doing stunts.
Wow. But it's The Final Reckoning. The final one.
They said
There's
it was
no
the
more
final.
reckoning after this.
They said it was the final one 2 Mission Impossibles ago.
No, that's not fair.
That's true.
This is the final. This is the final reckoning.
All right.
No
Let me give you the gist. Let me give you the gist of Mission Impossible. Somebody stole something. Him and his crew have to secretly go get it without any recognition from the U.S. government. And he's going to meet a girl, and they're going to fall in love, and something going to happen, and then he going to save her, all in the gist of getting whatever these people have stole from the U.S. or international. That sounds about right.
I mean, maybe, it's the final reckoning. Maybe he's going to pass the torch to somebody.
Who? Everybody in this crew is old as hell.
I don't know, dude.
I'm not interested. Wow, no spoilers. What do you mean spoilers? I haven't seen the last 3.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure it out, dude. Come on.
Listen, it's like John Wick. John Wick gonna fight 700 dudes and mysteriously win while still mumbling through the whole movie.
I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge Mission Impossible fan, but I'm all for a final reckoning.
But what if basically the last 3 movies have been the final Mission Impossible? They just put a different name on it.
How about some TV?
Oh, what we got?
Debuting on Max this weekend, Pee Wee Herman as himself, a new 2-part documentary. Tickle your fancy?
He's still with us? I thought Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah. Did he die? Yeah, I think he did die recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing a document on his life.
I mean, it was cute until it wasn't. Right. Like we know the story. Like, you can't. Here's the thing. As an adult, it's almost like once you do kid shows, like, you got to be kid show friendly throughout the rest of your life. Like, you can't do adult things.
Yeah. Especially, get caught.
Yeah, it's like, well, even your kids, like, Mr. Rogers was Mr. Rogers forever.
Yep.
Right? Oh, what's the dude that does Bluey? Not Bluey.
Blues Clues?
Blues Clues.
I think he actually had a falling out too.
But they switched. They had new Blues Clues guy, right?
Because I think the other guy got caught up in some bad business, I think.
Right, but I'm just saying,
accusations.
You can't get caught up in adult stuff, in real life stuff when you do these kids shows.
Brittany, any recollection if the original guy from Blues Clues, did he fall on hard times?
The thing is he was still like Blues Clues when I got too old, when I aged out of it. So I'm looking it up right now so I can confirm. But I feel like you're right. I feel like I remember something.
He just seems like he would be in Scandal, but maybe I'm doing because I remember there was a viral video of him coming back and everybody was very happy about it. I was like, oh, look, he cleaned up his life. But I don't know if there was anything to clean up because maybe I'm wrong about this.
Wait, the only child show that had a bunch of adults was Yo Gabba Gabba.
What?
And I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that show was about.
I don't even know what Yo Gabba Gabba is.
Really? All it had was like stars, musical stars, because the guy I think was a producer that did Yo Gabba Gabba. All he had was like stars that would come on and partake in the show.
If I just I just typed into Google, did anything badly go badly for Blues Clues Steve? This is what I get back from AI. Yes, things did go badly for Blues Clues host Steve Burns after he left the show. While he initially left to, quote, go to college, he later revealed that he was also struggling with severe clinical depression, hair loss, and persistent death rumors that had been circulating around him. The death rumors particularly took a heavy toll on his mental health and led him to struggle with alcohol, eventually disappearing from public life. But no scandals, like just general sadness, it sounds like. And alcohol.
Like the fact that he was doing a kid show and couldn't be an adult. That has to be stressful. Like, you can't go out on a date. You go out on a date, you go somewhere and everybody's, Blues Clues, do the thing. Do the thing. Like,
hey, do you think he goes on a date with somebody, he finds somebody on Tinder and she goes, did we just figure out Blues Clues? He goes, oh, okay, real original.
Right.
Real original. I have other things.
Just think about being a grown man and you still, like, did you ever see the Mr. Rogers thing? The story on Mr. Rogers? Like, he lost his whole family because he had to be Mr. Rogers all the time.
This is there's a story here from People magazine from a couple of weeks ago, and it says Steve Burns of Blues Clues says urban legend that he died made him feel like he was supposed to amid depression battle. Wow.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like,
you think like he ever did, he was like sitting there and just thinking about mail time, just like, and he just was restless in bed.
But I'm just saying, this is like a lot of these adults that do kid shows. They may start in their 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as they get older and want to be adults, and you're tied into this kid show, you can't be an adult.
I was just about to say the Wiggles. Yes, my nephew watches the Wiggles, and all the old Wiggles are still on the Wiggles.
Listen,
Yeah, but they're also dressed in like what, different colors? Like Power Rangers all the time?
Yeah.
So if you see that dude on the street,
now their kids are Wiggles too.
Little Wiggles.
If I saw a blue Wiggle or whatever their names are going to like Chipotle, I wouldn't know him from Adam.
Timbo Slices, yeah, get those jokes off, Tobin. I can't joke about like I think he's fine. I'm glad we learned good things today. He was not in any scandal. He was just sad. Isn't that better?
Yes, because he had to be a 35-year-old child
talking to an imaginary dog.
Right. Think about that. You want to talk about depressed? You're talking to cartoon generated. So you sitting in the room talking to yourself like you talking to somebody. I wouldn't be surprised if he went home and kept talking to Bluey. Like, it's just like, come on, Bluey, get in the car. And everybody looking at him like, yo, hey, what's wrong? Me and Bluey going home. Like, yeah. It's like, yeah, man, it's hard. I'm telling you. Tobin, I've told you this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I hated about professional sports was that you couldn't be a human. You couldn't be a man. People would try you, and if you acted like a grown-ass man and dealt with it that way, everybody would look at you like you did something wrong.
Well, I'm glad he's all right.
Yeah, but if you sit back and think about it, right? All these guys who did these kids shows for long periods of time ended up having problems.
He said, Dade South says he was on the Rainn Wilson podcast. He said, quote, I built a house in Brooklyn and never left it. I called it the gray of my life, he said on the podcast. It was about 10 years where I did nothing but drink a couple of bottles of wine every night alone and watch Mythbusters and eat pad thai.
Know why? Couldn't go out on a date. You know why? Bluey, do the thing. Do the thing. Right. Wait, you laughing? Am I lying? That's real talk right there. People that they get caught up, oh, I want to be famous. You don't want to be a famous adult in a child show.
He said, I gained 50 pounds. I was almost completely unrecognizable.
Then you could go out in public.
Everyone thought I was dead. Eventually, I started playing along, and that was strategy that just maybe I am. The rumors of his death got so bad that at one point, his own family members even believed them, and Burns explained how his mother once called him crying from a line in Arby's to make sure he was okay.
Hey, they said same thing happened to Dora.
What?
Yep. You can't chase a backpack around in real life. Could you imagine Dora walking down the street in the real world talking to her backpack?
Boots.
Backpack. Come on.
Take a break. We'll get you caught up with your headlines, including a monster Cats win. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get to our headlines here, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Panthers win last night 5-0, take a 2-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Final. Sergei Bobrovsky, his third shutout of the playoffs, and that is a Florida Panthers record.
Wasn't 3 the record?
Yeah. No, the record. He has the record.
No, but he's at 4, right? 4 shutouts in the postseason?
No, he has 3.
3. Okay. Never mind.
He has 3. Most ever 7.
Who had 7 shutouts in one postseason?
Martin Brodeur.
Oh, okay.
Sam Reinhart left the game with his hit to the knee from Sebastian.
Any
Aho.
word? Any word?
Maurice says he's getting looked at today, and they'll have an update tomorrow.
On game day?
Yeah. So
I'm having one of these days. I just tried to open up a Poppy. The little clip came off.
When you say one of these days, you mean to add on you breaking a pot?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Let's hear. You got Paul Maurice, Brittany? Because Paul Maurice, we'll hear a little bit from the Panthers head coach on the win. This is was Paul Maurice asking what inspired him to put Sam Bennett, Tkachuk, and Verhaeghe together last night.
Over the last 2 years, so we would start and we would have 2 years ago, so 3 full seasons ago, guys, Nick Cousins was left wing and Carter Verhaeghe was left wing, and we would flip them back and forth with Barkov, and it worked every time. And then this year, it never worked once, right? Like I could never find the right timing to flip them back and forth, and it was off all year. Don't know why. But that, I think Evan Rodriguez kind of has come in last year and really in his playoffs came into the form of his game, which allows that to be a really good line. But some of it's road match, some of it's home. Carter has become, I mean, he is a playoff performer. And if Barkey gets matched hard, then I would pull him off. And then if it's not as hard a match, I don't mind him there either. I don't know is the answer. Like I was looking for that answer all year. I got it wrong the entire year. First 2 years, I thought I was really smart. Every time I changed it, lines to take off, I go, man, I'm smart. And this year, I was a dumbass.
You want me to break that down for you?
Yeah.
He goes, sometimes when you see me doing stuff out there, I am trying to make the team better. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so you just look at the result without realizing that sometimes I've tried the same things and they work to perfection, and I try them again and it looks like I don't know what I'm doing. But he said it in the Paul Maurice way.
Love that. He said it during the game yesterday, too. He's like, I'm not even doing anything right now. Bench is running the game. Everybody's doing it themselves. I was like, that's good. Did you see yesterday afterwards?
Yeah, Robert used to do that. When you're
in and out?
We knew when I needed to be in there, and we knew when he needed to be in there. And sometimes we talk on the sidelines and say, we got to switch it up so they don't figure out what our plays are just based on who's in there. Mm-hmm. So periodically we'd switch it up, and one of the coaches would yell, why isn't Robert in there? Or why is Robert in short yardage? And I'm like, you got to change it up every now and then.
Right,
okay, good call.
Hey, good job. Hey, yeah. Good call, Lord. Good call. Paul Maurice was also asked about everybody scoring. They have 18 guys now who have scored on this team.
Crazy.
Here was Paul Maurice on all the goal scorers for them and not caring who does it.
I think Lusty's still our leading scorer. That I know. And I don't follow that at all. Truly. I never, ever look at the stats. It just doesn't matter. Like, I think that's more from them, from the players. So I don't have anybody who's in a contract year that's changed his game to get points where I start watching where a guy's at. I don't have anybody. They have never had a player come in and there are veiled ways to say you're not happy with who you're playing with. And I've heard them all. Or my favorite one is, I want to help the team more. That means I'm not playing enough. That's exactly what that means. I think I can help the team more. It's through 3 regular seasons. I've never had that happen. They don't care who scores. They really don't. The biggest cheer in the night was Yona Gadjevich blocked a shot in the third period. The bench lost its mind. They cheer for each other differently.
Damn, that's goosies, dude. I love that.
The scorers probably root for the intangibles when they dive in front of pucks and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
That's because we have that too.
I did.
We have in football, you cheer the special teams guys.
I think he said this is from Jameson Olive this morning. Paul Maurice said on the Panthers having 18 different goal scorers, quote, the watch is on for everyone who hasn't scored.
Can I just say I've seen a couple of sweaters with Panthers and Panthers were wearing that I went, who's that? I'm still doing it. Yeah.
Panthers who haven't scored. Evan Rodriguez.
Which is a shocker. That's my guy right there.
Thomas Nosek. Mackie Samoskevich.
Which is well, he doesn't play every game, so
he hasn't played every game. He's probably. Imagine
with Reinhart out, he gets some more run. If Reinhart's out,
yeah, I would think so. I think it would be Mackie, and then Nico Sturm. So those are your 4 who have not. Your 4 Panthers. Only 4 Panthers haven't scored.
Who I'm trying to see who was on the ice last night, and I was like, I think it was Nosek.
Man, he had a good block though.
Yeah.
Oh, these Panthers. They're kicking ass.
Panthers.
Panther. Marlins back at it tonight. They open up a 3-game series with the LA Angels. 9:38 is your first pitch. Sandman's on the hill. The Dolphins. They signed Brett Gabbert, Blaine Gabbert's brother.
He plays quarterback?
He sure does.
Can I just say, hopefully he got all the talent.
He played for Miami of Ohio. I remember because I went
Was Blaine Gabbert a top 5 pick?
I think top 10. I don't think
top 10.
I don't think he was top 5. But he I remember him because the Canes played him because he played for Miami of Ohio, and I went to the Miami versus Miami of Ohio game. I was like, oh yeah, Brett Gabbert. They kicked his ass. He wasn't very good.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Why? It was opening
Miami of Ohio.
It was opening week. It was opening week.
Okay.
It was a good time. I had a little fun, baby. It's just and congratulations, by the way, to one Tyler Bumpy Johnson, who has retired from pro basketball. He certainly has enough cash for it. And took a job as an assistant coach at Fresno State.
Oh, cool.
So congrats to Bumpy.
Yeah.
You guys were wondering where is he now with all of Mickey Harrison's cash? The answer, Fresno State. We'll take a break. Speaking of former Miami Heat players, something a little interesting that could be on the horizon. That's next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hey, your ticket to the summer is here. Live Nation's got $30 tickets to more than 1,000 shows. To celebrate, we're giving you a chance to win tickets to 5 shows at the I Think Financial Amphitheater, including shows that are including Hardy, The Offspring, Toto, Kesha. I still can't do it.
Kesha.
I'm shook every time. Is it Kesha?
Yeah.
It's Kesha, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. She's there too. Pantera and a whole lot more. It's easy to enter. Just go to WQAM.com on the contest page, and you guys can enter there to win. For more info on how you can see a show for just $30, go to livenation.com. I've been talking Panthers all day. They get the win, and that's very, very exciting. We're talking about a little bit of, talking about the big three and all that. That's is this the best team that we've had down here? Are they more dominant than the big three? All that.
Yes.
Very, very.
I would say.
Speaking of the big three,
they were more dominant than the big three.
Decision, which of course was LeBron James coming down to South Florida. A blissful 4 years until he hightailed it back to Cleveland and linked back up with that rat bastard, Dan Gilbert.
How many years did it take you to get over this?
I would say probably, give or take, 6. But I'm a different guy now. I'm not petty anymore. I wish LeBron nothing but the best. It has gone to my son, though. I mean, he still calls him a rat fink.
See what you started?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't. You know what you learn about your kids, Leroy? You never know when they're listening. I try and tell me
here's the problem, though. Right? Jimmy was more of a rat fink than LeBron. Because regardless of how LeBron left, he did leave as a free agent. So he never didn't play when he was in a Heat uniform.
For sure.
And
although
so from that standpoint, you can question
contract aside. I mean, honesty wasn't necessarily the best policy there.
But his contract was up, so you can get mad at,
Well, I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not mad anymore. I feel differently. And so that brings me to this story. Interesting. This is from, what is this? This is Larry Brown Sports. They have a blurb here from one of the reporters from the Lakers. It says, a new report suggested LeBron James' future with the LA Lakers is not necessarily a guarantee. In a YouTube live stream on Wednesday, Jovan Buha of The Athletic suggested there is some tension between James and the Lakers front office, and there remains a chance that James could opt out of his contract and leave in free agency. He does not see that as the likely outcome, but he said, quote, there's always a chance LeBron can walk. And as we've reported at The Athletic multiple times, this is not just my reporting, it's been Sam Amick's as well, that the relationship has been a little frosty at times. It hasn't always been the warmest over the past couple of years. I think LeBron is going to be a Laker next year. It's just a matter of opting in or out, or is he going to be signing? But it throws it out there that maybe he doesn't like the way everything's going. Remember, he had that comment after the season, Leroy, making little jokey jokes about not being
goodness. All right, let me.
So
no.
One has to wonder.
Let me break this down for you frauds.
One has to wonder if he were to look for a new destination, because he has a no trade clause as well.
Can I just you will change every belief you have to make your new point.
What?
You've been petty about LeBron leaving and how he left for so long.
Yep.
But yet, soon as you got this story, you will admit or suggest you're not that guy anymore because there's a chance that LeBron could end up back here.
I haven't been that guy and I haven't been that guy for years. And I think you know that. You're now saying that I'm switching up, as the kids say. I'm not. It's just I've grown. I've gotten more mature.
You call it grown. I call it switching.
No, it's not switching. I'm just saying it's very interesting. Like, what is he going to go to? A sixth team? You know, like, what is LeBron James going to go be on the Jazz? If he was to look for a soft landing, you know, be interesting. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, I would think he cares about his son's future. You know, he wants to be in a place where Bronny gets the right development. He just certainly wouldn't want to be with that podcaster. And you know what? I can smell this a mile away. LeBron James, he's already off JJ Redick. He knows he's created a monster. He knows he's created a monster. Like, that's just the fact of it.
Do you even listen to what you read?
What?
The problem has been with Lakers brass for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's before JJ Redick got there.
Yeah.
So now you're saying he's rats off a ship with JJ Redick when the what we just heard has nothing to do with JJ Redick. But you just threw JJ Redick in there.
Well, of course. I mean, JJ Redick's going to have his greedy paw prints all over the place because JJ Redick, you know, he wants his paw prints all over the place. But we did notice the other day, Pat Riley was at the Clutch Combine run by Rich Paul. Possible a little conversation happened, a little bit of, hey, Pat. Hey.
So now
what's up, Rich? And he goes, remember how we snuck out of Miami those years past? You know, we had Dan Gilbert, in secrecy at the Rusty Pelican. How'd you like to pull that off here? Why don't we go to LA's version of the Rusty Pelican and have a little chat? He goes, oh, all right.
Why can't we just talk right here?
Because Rich Paul likes having secret meetings. It's like his thing.
Here's the deal, though. You lost the privilege of getting a Pat Riley secret meeting when you didn't handle that last meeting professional. So I'm not chasing you no more.
What if he offers to buy Dairy Queen?
Could you imagine Pat Riley eating an old soft serve or a McFlurry or a flurry? Huh?
The old love of soft serve ice cream.
I do not. No.
Well, you're not Pat Riley's age.
No, I don't like I don't like remember the yogurt places they used to have in the mall where you go and you make your own ice cream cone? I used to see them nasty ass kids in there playing with that ice cream. I'm not going in there and mess with that ice cream.
Jay Gatto says LeBron got Luka and now he wants to leave. Can't make this bleep up. Well, here's the thing.
Who said he wanted to leave?
Maybe he
didn't. Are we jumping? Oh my goodness! Are
maybe
we jumping
to
conclusions?
Maybe he's looking at Luka and he goes, "Shotgun, can't win with this guy." You know, so maybe he's just, I don't know. And he knows that he's got a coach who can't figure things out. I mean, that's very clear. He's got a guy way in over his head.
Are you trying to make the situation so that LeBron wants to come back to Miami?
I don't know that he wants to come back to Miami. It's just interesting. Wouldn't you say that?
No.
Interesting.
No.
What?
I wouldn't say it's interesting.
So you think no shot he leaves the Lakers?
I'd rather watch PBR this weekend.
Huh?
PB, what is it? Bull riding, professional bull riding.
Oh. You'd rather watch professional bull riding than him leave the Lakers?
No, than listening to these ridiculous stories.
It's not ridiculous. It's been multiple people saying there's a little bit of tension.
A little bit of tension. And you jumped to the all the way conclusion.
I mean, how much time has he got left, you know? He's probably looking around.
He's got enough time for you to still want him.
You know what I would bet LeBron wants?
What?
Got 2 years left. You want him in the West? Everyone's looking at this East licking their chops, Leroy. I'm telling you.
Are they?
Everyone's looking at this East licking their chops. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. So if LeBron's is just like, get on the East team. I could beat the Knicks and the Pacers. I'm not saying he
What-
can, but you don't
What
think
if
LeBron looks
what
at
if
it
he
that
goes
way?
to the Knicks?
Possible.
I don't think he
but-
will because they already got their Timu LeBron. What?
Who?
Julius Randle.
He's on the Wolves.
Oh, wrong team. I get him. He was on there.
He was on.
And Anunoby is very similar.
Yeah, he's got I mean, like wing defender.
He's not as good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, like, okay.
If you want to be, and think about the future of your son, right? Like the Lakers have cast off young guy after young guy, right? Think about Bron.
And the Heat gonna send him to the Yotes as soon as he hits the tarmac.
The Yotes are gonna get him good.
Listen, you can't make a cake if you don't have the proper ingredients.
Oh, I think you're underestimating the Heat's baking products.
Okay, MacGyver.
What?
You know what MacGyver used to
You
do.
know if anybody can make Bronny a thing, that he could make him a thing.
True. Man, wait. Maybe LeBron's thinking that.
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny how you're pushing for this now.
What? What do you mean?
You know what the hell I mean. Stop.
What do you mean?
Fraudulent behavior.
It was interesting though. Pat Riley mentioned aging stars, right? Did he not talk about how he would welcome an aging star? Everybody thought it was KD.
But that's not an aging star. That's the aging star.
Right. But everybody thought he was talking about KD. What if?
You probably wouldn't have to get rid of nobody.
Yeah. I mean, if you did a trade, like, we'll do salary. You guys can have Wiggins. He's like LeBron. Everybody said, oh, Wiggins is like LeBron. They can have Andrew Wiggins.
Well, I would still like to keep Wiggins. Like, I'm going to give him more of a break than anybody else will because I know what that's like picking up and moving to another town, especially with a newborn and what have you. So I'm going to try to be a little more understanding.
Understood. But
I will say this. Okay. There's only one guy that LeBron has proven he does not want to play with. And that's when he shipped Wiggins out.
That's right. Shipped his ass out.
Right. So I don't know where that is now.
And you know who loves LeBron? Loves him.
Who?
Even though they had Frostiness when they played in Cleveland. Who's his BFF? Love.
Yeah. Do you think Kevin Love's going to be back?
Yeah, he's got one more year.
Okay.
He's got one more year of jokey jokes on Instagram.
All right.
We'll take a break. Mix things up on the other side. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How are you? You
Guys
got
and
cat
Brittany?
fever?
6 months, six minutes early.
Okay. Yes, I've been feeling very, very feverish since last night.
You don't sound feverish. You sound a little relaxed, like a little sleepy booze. Did you have to get rest? Did you take some NyQuil for your cat fever or something?
I took NyQuil.
Wow.
And that's why I sound this way.
Okay. Let's get to the mixed bag, ladies and gentlemen, as it is time to mix it on up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Leroy, try not to break a pot here in this segment.
Very loud.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
That was my favorite part of today's show. Not even close. Not
I
even
didn't
close.
realize it was that loud.
Oh, it was loud.
I think we need to hear it again. I don't know.
Yeah. If you have it, Brittany, I would love to hear Leroy
Nice
Holt
refresher.
trying to give himself give us all a weather report, and of course breaks Fonz's, what did he call it?
Succulent.
What the hell is a succulent?
It's like a
Wait,
cactus. It's
it
like
is
one of those that
cactus.
don't need attention.
Like a little bitty cactus. Oh man.
I'm sorry, we stepped on it, Brittany. Let me hear once again. Here's Leroy Horde.
It is.
Okay.
Oh man.
Amazing. I mean, it's amazing. Anywho, you guys familiar with Rod Brindamore?
He's
the head
the
coach.
Carolina head coach.
Carolina Hurricanes head coach. And this was his reaction. Now, remember, he famously said that his team
got swept, but not really.
Right. Not a true sweep, he kind of hit us with, even though they got swept. He's now giving us his reaction to the Game 2 beatdown. Here's what Rod Brindamore had to say.
Sometimes it's easier to, recover from a game like that because there's nothing good out of it. If you're close, a play here or there makes a difference. There was nothing good on this game for us, so we're gonna have to learn from it. But it's, everybody has to be better.
Yeah, I would say so.
You know what? You know what I hate in sports?
Yeah.
I hate when two teams play either a series or a game or whatever. And fans and coaches, we need to play much better. We need to play more. You know what? The Panthers are really good. And they may be trying.
I don't think you can play any better. I think
But that's my point. That sometimes, no matter what you say, you go home at night and say, we ain't beating that team. And they have gotten you so far away from the style of hockey that you have been playing all year that to just say we didn't do nothing right without giving credit to what the other team is doing and making you play like, it's just ridiculous. You're just like, we can just turn it on and change. And like, they always give it sounds like, if we fix these little mistakes right here, we'll win the next one. No, you won't.
Also in the mixed bag, last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander received his Most Valuable Player award and got a surprise from his former teammate, CP3. That's Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul was sitting courtside, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't know it was Chris Paul at first, and it really bothered him. Here's why.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. Caught me off guard. I had to, double take. I was like, who was that sitting with my wife? I got a little tight, but then I seen it was Chris. I was like, all right, cool.
Wow. He thought some guy was trying to make a move on Mrs. SGA.
Wait. So, can I get a reprieve for not knowing it was Vinny?
Who? Oh, Testaverde?
Yeah, because he had a head full of gray hair. I never seen him with that hair.
You recognize Jerome Bettis.
Because he's a moose.
That would maybe that should be the only. It's like, oh man, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What's the one thing that's going to distract him? And we could act like his wife is trying to get a new squeeze.
Nah.
I thought you would only recognize CP3 if he's yelling at somebody or trying to hit him in the nuts.
Or arguing with an official.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, man. Yeah, Chris Paul was on the man. Chris Paul's been on a lot of teams.
I know.
He has been on. That's a lot of jerseys.
Because he is he is the epitome of a dying breed. Point guards nowadays are scorers also. They're not just true point guards. They're not just guys that's going to have 10 points, 15 assists, and a couple of rebounds. That's what Chris Paul was. Who can light it up every now and then. Now your ball handlers are also damn near close to your primary scorers.
Chris Paul was a New Orleans Hornet, an LA Clipper, a Houston Rocket for 2 years, was on the Thunder for a year, had 3 years with the Suns before going to the Golden State Warriors last year, and then was on the Spurs this season. Played all 82 games this year, though. Man, that's something.
Is Chris Paul 40?
Yes.
And he played all 82? And Jimmy played, what, 50?
Yes, although held his ass out of a lot of them. Speaking of Jimmy Butler, Steve Kerr was on the TK show on our sister station, 95.7, The Game in San Francisco. And he says, this is Steve Kerr's words, that he got a certain call about Jimmy Butler after the trade.
Another Jimmy question. We've seen the basketball fit was instantaneous. You mentioned, he shows up that Chicago game. It just seems to fit. Personality-wise, though, we all know he can be a different kind of guy, and he's gone through some things. When did you just know from a person, a human side, that this was going to work? When he arrives, when did you know he's going to fit in this locker room quite nicely?
Well, first of all, Erik Spoelstra told me immediately. He said he's going to be great for you. And I know Spo really well from the last couple of summers, and I trust him. And I believed him, and he was right. I mean, within a couple of days of his arrival, Jimmy was so easy to speak with. He reminded me again of Andre, just the basketball intellect, but also the interest in the world and perspective and the maturity. And it was really fun to get to know Jimmy right away and to see the impact he had on our team and our locker room. And he was an absolute dream. And I know everything that happened in Miami would not have suggested that. But I can only base, Jimmy's impact and his personality and all that stuff on my experience. And he was the model citizen and just an amazing guy to coach, these last few months.
Baloney! Baloney! Hogwash!
All of it?
Listen. Everybody knows the Jimmy story. Pay him his money, he gonna play alone. As soon as he ain't getting his money, or if people start blaming him for the downfall, then it's gonna get testy.
You think when Erik Spoelstra is making that call to Steve Kerr, he's
of course. Wait, what is Erik? Wait, what is Spoelstra gonna say? You don't want that smoke, so the Heat could keep him?
I think he's going to be like, he's like, Chris Quinn, come here. What are we doing? So he goes, hey, check this out. Steve Kerr's about to call and ask about Jimmy. Watch this. Yeah, no, totally. He's going to fit in with you guys. You guys will love him. A real, gamer, Steve. I promise.
And then in the small print, it says, he'll expire in like 3 months.
Chris Quinn's mouthing me. He's like, do you want to tell him about how he takes games off for tennis? Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Steve, this guy's going to serve up some real great games for you. Real great, this guy's going to fit in perfectly with Steph Curry. Wink. Steve Kerr's like, did you just wink at me? No, sorry. That was Chris Quinn. He's bothering me. Sorry. No, you guys should totally make this trade. Because you seem pretty eager about it, Spo. No, listen, some good things come to an end.
What kind of person takes the advice of a person trying to get rid of a guy. Right? That's like you go to buy your buddy's car and he's not going to say, I wouldn't get it. It sucks. He's going to say, tell you what, I've never had a problem with it. And as soon as you get it, it breaks. Come on. You know how this goes. The person selling the car can't be.
Well, remember the original.
You can't read that person's Yelp review. I do not want to read Spo's Yelp review on Jimmy Butler.
The original reports where the Warriors were all worried about Jimmy Butler.
Of course they were.
All worried about Jimmy Butler. And then like Spo's like, he goes, I don't know, Spo, don't he's not like a bit of a head case. That's all Bam. Bam is a big diva. He doesn't get along with anybody. It's all Bam's fault. He goes, really? Yeah, total jerk. Jimmy, it just doesn't work out. We can't get rid of Bam. Sorry. So, do with it what you will. I think he's going to work swimmingly with Draymond. There's no way those two will ever get into it for the next 3 years, Spo.
What?
There's no way, Steve. I'm telling you, Draymond.
What's the over-under?
Ah.
What's the over-under before one of them kicks the other one in the nuts?
Giving it to Groundhog Day next year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have Pajemski? Yeah, he won't phase him out like Duncan Robinson at all. No, don't worry. It's going to work great. Leader of men, that Jimmy Butler. Not like that head case, Bam Adebayo. Yeah, Spo, I'm surprised to hear you talking. You guys want to trade Bam? No, we're going to, no.
We're going to eat that one.
Yeah, no. He's like, all right, because we'll trade for him. No. We'll see if we can work it out. Heat culture and whatnot. He's the captain. But have a great day, Steve. And hey, great. Hey, if you're a coffee guy, go and enjoy that slop. Just make sure you tell him you love it so much more than Starbucks. Gets real pissy about that. What? No, I mean, you're gonna love them. You're gonna love them. Trust me. Try the dark roast. It's a winner there. Al Maco's like, I smell sarcasm, Spo. Oh no, that's just Chris Quinn over here, real rascal.
Did you just say Chris Quinn again?
Chris Quinn. It's a hard name. Hey, can I interest you guys in a twofer? You want Terry Rozier? No, I think we're good, Spo. All right. Not even I could sell you that one. He goes, doesn't he have a whole gambling scandal? He goes, he does. Yeah, he did.
But when he said, I couldn't be the only one on this planet that when he said, yeah, I talked to Spo. Spo said nothing but good things. I'm like, Jimmy also got him to the point where he called the timeout he didn't have in a basketball game.
That did happen.
He needed a nap when the season was over.
That was actually before things went off the rails. I don't know what the hell caused that. I'm still looking for answers on that.
He was mad at what just happened.
What just happened? Oh, but them letting up a layup?
Something like that. And then he did the old aggravated timeout.
It's still the most frustrated I've ever seen him on a court. Because the guy never, he gets mad. But the guy's never been kicked out of a game except for one double overtime where the game was already over, technically. Rarely gets teed up. How many times? Can you look up how many technical a guy has gotten in his career?
I'd say 5.
Because he's been coaching a long time. I want to find out. He never gets teed up. Anyway, take a break. Final hour coming on up. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen, choose for over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Miami Dolphins. They doing some workouts. They got that going on. You know, the one thing is, like, they got this whole Jalen Ramsey thing going on, waiting for him to be gone. I know I saw that Anthony Weaver was like, yeah, nothing surprises me anymore. So I can't even, it doesn't seem like they're too worried about it. I still am like, is there any make good that could happen? Just because I don't know what they're going to get in a trade for Jalen Ramsey. I don't know what's going to be in the realm of making that better. But I think ultimately what the Dolphins need to buck against is, like, if they get into any kind of slow start this year, does that put the coaching staff in a tough spot as far as, like, everyone's going to be completely rats off a ship? Because it already feels like anybody who already had those feelings at the end of last year is looking to hightail it out of here, like Tyreek, like Jalen Ramsey. It seems like things are better with Tyreek Hill. It seems like it. But Ramsey, it's just like the damage is done, my friend.
Tyreek is his own doing, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The feelings that any ill feelings that people may have for Tyreek is because of his actions. And you can put whatever twist you want on it, right? I think he did his fellow teammates wrong at the end of the last year.
Yeah, he certainly did. And so, like, the make good has to be there. The thing is, though, the thing that just worries you, though, is that can he truly make good on it, or is it a sign that as soon as it goes bad again, he's going to do that? Because that's
the thing.
That's going to be the true test of it. It's like, it's all cool now. There's no games right now.
Isn't that what I told you earlier in the year?
No.
Like, when no football is being played, like, good or bad, you go through a lot of stuff that is just useless because you're not playing football.
No, some stuff's very useful in the offseason. Very useful in the offseason. Tyreek Hill, though, it's going to be actions, not words. But if you're talking about, like, if I see Julian Hill running like a reindeer down the field, woo! I mean, you want to talk about breaking up Donner and Blitzen. I'm all for that. Because let's be real. Something's going to click for that guy. I'm telling you. I smell it. It feels like it's going to click for him this year. This might be the year.
Has he scored a touchdown yet?
No, I've lost a lot of money. A lot of money. But I feel like what the good part is it's going to make good this year, because the odds will be so sky high on him that eventually I'll be able to be there when I cash it in and it finally happens.
Okay.
I'm thinking Julian Hill, little shovel pass from Tua right there in his rhinoceros paws. That's where it's going to happen for me.
And you think he's going to be playing tight end over Jonnu?
No, not on every, but like there'll be plays where he's going to be like a little too tight end set, and then we thought Julian Hill was blocking. Oh, he's wide open. Julian, it's in his paws.
The last
time God, he caught it. Oh!
Remember, didn't he kick a football's ass last year?
How many times do you want to go over it?
Oh, he fell down on the one.
Yeah. I think he had more penalty yards than receiving yards last year.
He got that Duncan Robinson. Soon as he get on the field, he grabbing something.
But if he doesn't have me, who does he have? Like, I don't want to be rats off a ship.
Didn't they sign another tight end too?
Yeah. What's his name? They did. They signed a guy from the Seahawks. Pharaoh something. Pharaoh Brown. Is it Pharaoh Brown? I think they signed. Yeah, he might not make the team then.
Can't score touchdowns if you're not putting on a uniform.
Man, that's fair. But that stuff matters in the offseason. I'll tell you another thing that matters. When Chop Robinson's telling me I'm working out on football this year, not to be a track star for the combine, that was goosies to me. You want to know why? Because now Chop Robinson can just focus on the task at hand, which is getting better at football, not impressing a bunch of stopwatches. And so now
I mean, he did get substantially better as the season went on.
Oh, absolutely. But now you could it's a true off season. You know, he can go get into the lab, work on all the things he needs to work on. I expect a leap from Chop Robinson.
You sound absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude, this is gonna happen.
Every time I got to the off season, you know what I thought? When am I going to be able to take a nap?
Even when you were second year?
Yes.
That was a 3-13 season.
Keep in mind, I took a lot of a pounding from year to year.
Understood.
So it wasn't like the season ended and I was like, oh, I can't wait to get back in the lab.
I'm sure he put his feet up a little bit, but then, you know, you want to get back to the task at hand and get in the lab.
At this point, I would be working out.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just excited about it. Anyway, Panthers, they got game 3 tomorrow night. They can put the death knell in the old Carolina Hurricanes if they go up 3-0. They've destroyed them so far this series. Everybody's scoring for the Panthers. Nobody is scoring for the dirty Hurricanes. And Sebastian Aho, you're a real bastard for what you did to Sam Reinhart.
Tell him we got something for you.
Yeah, we got something for you.
But here's the problem.
You already saw what happened to your guy who got sent sky high by Niko Mikkola.
You know what I love about the Panthers? They do stuff and they're physical and they talk trash. And all it does is get the other team off their game. They're still playing Panther hockey, right? They don't never deviate from that with all the trash talk, the pushing, or whatever. The other guys get mad.
The only guy who's a little reckless with it is AJ Greer. Like, he's the only guy.
Oh my goodness, he's
a Tasmanian devil.
He's like, he says, as soon as I get on ice, I feel like I have to hit something.
Right in the face.
Yeah.
They're like, no, AJ, no. Sorry. I know. I'm sorry. But he can't be tamed.
They had more they were shorthanded more than Carolina, right?
You talking about like the number of power plays?
Yeah.
I think it was even. I think they both had 3.
But you know what's funny? When the Panthers went on power play, the puck never got out of their offensive end. And when Carolina had a power play, I sometimes couldn't tell who had the power play because the Panthers were in the offensive end shorthanded a lot.
No, when they had that last one where it was all basically Marchand just peppering them, I was like, geez, this team is like, they're a tap machine right now. Like, they're just
right. Shorthanded and you're playing defense.
Like, they couldn't wait to get out of that game. It was an embarrassing effort from them. It really was. But that's what the Panthers, they've completely wilted.
They wear you down.
They wear your ass down. They wear your ass down. And I mean, that building's going to be so fired up for their Cats tomorrow. I imagine the place is going to be on absolute fire. And
games, all their games are at 8. So that's cool.
Yep.
Right. 8 o'clock. That'll be, I have time to, I'm trying to think, what do I want to do? I got to clean my backyard.
What?
I got to clean my backyard, but I'm trying to figure out when to do it so that I can
be ready by 8.
But and just not be so sore the next day when I go golfing. Because when you're out there in that sun pressure cleaning, whoo.
Yeah, but you made it seem like you have to make your routine surrounded around the Cats. Like, you'll be all right.
He does that all the time.
I do it all the time. How long have you known me, dude?
Pickle my fancy is a thing because he schedules his day around the game.
What are you talking about? How many times I told you I got to get my cooler?
You don't. Okay, but
I got to get my cooler snacks ready.
I understand.
My drinks.
You're making it seem here like you're Brad Marchand and you have morning skate. Like, morning lawn care is your Panthers pregame. It's ridiculous.
No, first I got to get up and then I go golf.
Okay.
And then I get home at about 11:30, 12. And do I take a little nap so it's not too hot?
The old lunch nap.
And then do it before? Like, yeah, man, I got a lot of decisions to make. Got to coordinate.
You're not Sergei Bobrovsky. Like, okay, you don't have a game day routine. Like, stop acting like you have some kind of game day routine.
I do. I got to be.
This is just Saturday with a side of hockey for you.
I got to be AIW at 8:05.
As in
Water.
Water?
Yeah.
Do you have the big screen out or do you have the iPad out there?
No, I have the TV. I have another TV. When you come over, I put my big TV outside. But there's another TV in the corner. And I pump it through the speaker.
All right.
Now, sometimes I sit in that jacuzzi so long, the TV gets a little blurry.
You marinate too much, man.
That's because you had too much tequila.
No, that'll never happen again.
It will.
That's garbage. Tequila sucked. I don't like tequila.
I agree.
And everybody, and you know what?
You guys have two terrible things.
You know what? These people, I'm going to say this to these people. You know who you are. Every time somebody says they don't like something, you didn't have it prepared the right way, or you drank the wrong brand. You can't drink that cheap stuff. And no, I don't like tequila. I tried the fancy stuff.
Yeah, but was it too fancy? Like, you don't want to get the stuff that's too fancy because that's not real tequila.
Okay, so which one's the one that you like, Tobin?
He's a redneck. He just drinks the bottle that says tequila.
That's not fair. Okay, that's not fair. I'm not. You want to drink a step above the yellow Cuervo, but like maybe a step below like the Primo stuff. You know, just enough to feel like you're drinking tequila, but not enough to make it feel like you're gonna yak a boot out.
So I drank. So Joe told me what tequila to get.
Can't drink the same tequila as Joe Rose.
Why not?
I just don't think like you're up to that speed, dude.
He drank. No, I drank. What's it called? O's starts with an O. I don't know.
It's just that's not your speed. We need to slow roll you a little bit. Like you went right in. You didn't even spar. Like you went right into a fight, and I don't think that was proper for you.
Yeah, but listen, when you try something, when you tell somebody to try something, if like somebody came over and never had a burger, right? And you can cook them one or take them to McDonald's. You don't want their first introduction to a hamburger to be McDonald's.
Well, as a kid, that's basically your first introduction to a burger, Leroy.
Let me see. No.
You know what makes a tequila even better?
Grill.
What makes tequila even better right now is how hot it is. Like that makes it even better because it's like it's a refreshing type of getting
tequila.
Wasted. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah, with the mixer.
No,
it's not. Wait,
you guys. No,
Jennifer. How long was I carrying around that glass?
He was offering it to everyone.
Oh,
I literally had 2 drinks all night.
Yeah,
I had 2 drinks all night.
I would have taken that
because
puppy
it was
out so quick. Yeah.
2 drinks all night.
Because it was water by the time you got there, Tobin.
First of all, that's a great taste. Like when you allow the alcohol, you drink the alcohol, but then you allow like whatever remnants is there on the ice when it's hot out, and then you get the remnants ice before you go get a refill. That's a good taste. Second of all,
use the big ice.
You want to see the thing that makes tequila special. You want to feel like a certain type of delirious in the heat to go along with your tequila. That's what makes it refreshing. No mixer.
That's what makes it dangerous because you keep going.
Nope.
And then you end up hating tequila from how much.
If you don't want me to drink, at your house, just say all we have is tequila.
Remember, you got that expensive ass whiskey that tasted like cigarettes. Like that's probably the type.
I wanted to punch the person in the face because I told him I don't want the whiskey that tastes like cigarettes. I don't smoke cigars. He gave me cigarettes. It's still sitting there. So if you see somebody that I don't like over to my house, I'm going to give him that.
Take a break here on the show. Before that, if you guys want to go to Dirks Bentley right now, caller number 5 to 305-567-0560. Caller 5 to 305-567-0560 will win our Dirks Bentley tickets. He's bringing his Broken Branches tour to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in June. And your chance to win is right now. Caller 5 to 305-567-0560 will win our final pair of tickets to Dirks Bentley as he brings his Broken Branches to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in a couple of weeks. But caller 5 right now will win those tickets. Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program as your Florida Panthers 2 wins away from advancing to their 3rd straight Stanley Cup final. Put it on the Carolina Hurricanes yesterday. Just absolutely throttled them, and it was good. Paul Maurice, cool as ever. The only thing we're waiting on right now is Rhino. See where he's at. I really don't want him to be hurt seriously, and I mean this sincerely. That really pissed me off. I mean, like, that really pissed me off when that dude's diving all over the place. Top bum behavior by these Carolina Hurricanes, 2 straight games. Trying to take out Bob's head, trying to take out Rhino's knees, or successfully taking out Rhino's knees. I'm glad that guy got sent into Loopyville by our favorite polar bear.
He did absolutely get sent.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. You're sliding. Oh no. Niko Mikkola is there just to light your ass up. And then he's going, is he eating a raw fish on the bench? Yeah, that's what he does.
Somebody just throws him like little fish.
Yeah, it's like SeaWorld. Like, one guy's in charge. Like, they got one of those steel buckets like they have at SeaWorld, and that's for Niko Mikkola. After he lights after he either scores a goal or gets a block or lights somebody up, they're just like, that's a good Niko. Good job, Meeksy.
He catches it.
Yeah, he catches it. He just feels, he's just like, happy polar bear. That's what he is. He's a happy, menacing polar bear. That's what's to love about him, you know? Yesterday, he gave up the puck in the locker room to Carter.
Great game, boys. Bumpy unreal. Forsey unreal. Swaggy.
Let's go home. Get another one.
Yeah, that's good. That board is filling up.
Look at that. She's beautiful.
What is it, 6 away?
6 away, dude. 6 away. It's a lot of road pucks on there, too. These guys are absolutely unreal. By the way, Paul Maurice is not wrong. You can't understand a word he says.
Great game, boys. Bumpy unreal. Forsey unreal. Swaggy.
Like, he's saying, I can hear him say unreal, but it sounds like he calls Bobby Poppy.
Yeah.
Like, he's not calling him Bobby.
He's not saying Bobby.
Great game, boys. Bumpy unreal. Forsey unreal. Swaggy.
Really, what it should be is, what did he say? I don't know. I don't speak polar bear. Just throw him a fish. Bumpy unreal.
Does sound like you say Poppy.
He does. He does.
Still sounds very manly. Very tough.
Or like very tough, very menacing. That's what he is. He's terrifying.
Nobody's gonna say to him, "It's Bobby."
Just let him roll.
What you say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you try and correct me? Let's just take him to Dairy Queen. Okay, let's calm him down. Take him to Dairy Queen. Let's get him a fish blizzard, and he'll be happy. Are you paying? No, he's got to pay himself. Bring his per diem.
You know you don't invite somebody for anything and then make them pay.
Well, I don't know how they went.
He gives you that face when you ask.
Bumpy unreal. Forsey unreal. Swaggy.
He's so giant. Like, he's just a behemoth.
Yeah.
These are not small people he's around.
I mean, one guy is 5'9".
One guy. Yeah, one guy is Leroy. The
Don't
rest
underestimate him.
The rest of them, he basically covers them like an eclipse because he's the size of a woodland creature, or I guess in this case, an Arctic creature. Do polar bears live in igloos? Like, where do they live when they're out there in the cold? They bury a hole?
I can tell you where.
Wherever
they want.
No, but like, seriously, when a bear is out in the Arctic desert, where does it live? Like, how does it sleep? Does it find shelter? Does it live under a glacier? Where does a polar bear live? Because obviously in a regular bear, they have caves. So do they make an ice cave? Do they dig for one? Where does a polar bear live when out in the Arctic?
They just live amongst the glaciers.
No, but where, Brittany? Do they go to a point where it's
Dude,
like?
Can I just tell you?
No, this is
you
not
get mad at. Wait.
Not a stupid question.
Hold on. You get mad at me for asking legitimate hockey questions, and you just asked, where do polar bears live? You better not ever say anything about my questions again.
Why?
Because this right here is making us all stupid.
How is it stupid? That's a perfectly legitimate question.
So is all my questions.
Your questions are way too detailed and specific for certain situations. And you always bring them up in strange spots.
I want knowledge.
You don't want knowledge. You just wanted to show off to Brian Boucher. That's all you want. It's a perfectly reasonable question. Where the hell do they live?
I found out.
Where?
They sleep in dug out holes in the snow. That's where they seek shelter. Yes.
So like they just bit like a dog, like a puppy?
Yeah, essentially.
See, don't you find that interesting?
No.
What do you mean, dude?
Wait. I missed a whole where do they live thing.
Polar bears typically sleep in simple depressions or dugout areas they create in the snow or ground. These resting places are not permanent dens, but rather temporary shelters to use for sleep, stay out of the wind, or cool down if it's warm.
So they make their own caves, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a cave.
That's pretty fascinating. You got to admit, you didn't know that.
No, it's not, you moron, because then you just said, so they dig their own caves.
Yeah.
She just said it's not a cave.
It's a hole. It's a cave instead of in a glacier. They're building a cave in the ground. Okay. So, like, it's not that stupid. So
Just
why don't you try and keep up?
Just think of this. Where they live is like a car. What you're thinking of is like a house. A cave is a house.
But if
where
they
you
had
go in and live.
Okay, but think about this. If they have multiple bears, like could there be a foreman bear and then the bears are coming together to make a little ice house?
They're not very friendly creatures. They're not friendly amongst each other either. So I don't think they're having like
sleepovers.
Like tea time.
I don't think they often fight, actually.
There's no polar
They're
bear
very
alliance.
aggressive. No, they're very aggressive animals.
It's pretty impressive that they've gotten Niko Mikkola to be a team player. You would admit
what
it's not in his nature.
Done to the show.
No, what do you mean, dude? Like, it's not in his nature to be that way. So to think that this man is able to have the chemistry in a team in a locker room where you can't understand a damn word he says, but you know that he's on the same page with everybody else. He's not your typical polar bear.
Well, here's the other. So besides these stupid questions, I walked by Fonz and he goes, here's a couple of bucks. I'll take a Mai Tai. That's what he just said to me.
Give him a point.
Oh, gosh.
Surprised he didn't ask you for a couple bucks to go get a new pot.
No. He.
We'll take a break. We'll play a little You Dead to Me to close things out next. 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2. Final segment here. We'll play a little You Dead to Me. So, Knicks fans, and really anybody who's outraged about this. So, Tyrese Halliburton hits a shot for all time, right?
Yep.
Incredible moment. He does the and we've said he's a little bit of what did he call himself, an aura farmer? He's been taking other people's celebrations, but almost has done it in a mocking way. But this one was a cool one in particular because he does the choke sign with Reggie Miller on the broadcast, who's probably the most beloved Indiana Pacer.
Yep.
And I see people who are like, did Reggie point at Tyrese Halliburton? Try and hide your bias.
Oh, like they do on ESPN?
Leroy, exactly. Are you bleeping kidding me? You jackasses. It's basically the new I think I'm watching MSG when I turn on ESPN between Stephen A. Smith and everybody who works on the Knicks broadcast that's on Jet Up and all the Knicks fans and every celebrity you have. You guys show nonstop. Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan, the Bing Bong Doofus, all of these idiots.
It's like the Bing Bong Doofus.
Timothy Chalamet, all of these fans. Heavens to Betsy. The guy doing the game, a Pacers legend, gets a little tip of the cap from Tyrese Halliburton, and he had the audacity to point at him. Let me tell you something. If anybody said that to D Wade, if D Wade was doing a game next year on Amazon, and let's just say in the very fictional scenario that the Heat hit a big shot for a win at home or on the road, and they gave this to D Wade, and D Wade gave a point back, if you don't think that's Goosey's galore, I don't know what to tell you. And you don't think that Reggie Miller, guess what, guys? You don't think Reggie Miller in his heart's rooting for the Pacers? Of course he is. But the Knicks fan who's got more representation than everybody's trying to climb on top of each other. I'm the biggest Knicks fan. No, I'm the biggest Knicks fan. No, I'm the biggest Knicks fan. You guys sound like such babies because the broadcaster on TNT had the audacity to point at Tyrese Halliburton, who was copying his celebration. Are you high as a kite? You're dead to me.
You know what the worst part about that is? The game still went in overtime, so you could have won the game.
Yeah, sure. But guess what? Even if it didn't and it was a winner, who cares?
Yeah.
It's a nod from a player. It's a cool thing. If you think it's anything but cool, you're just a jackass. And especially from the Knicks fans who are like, oh, Reggie's being biased. Oh, please, dude. Like, you guys haven't infested our airwaves for second round victories for the last 2 months. Get out of here. What do you got, Leroy?
So, who's dead to me are the Carolina Panthers? Here's why. The Hurricanes. Sorry, Carolina Hurricanes. The Panthers are so far in your head, or so much living rent-free in your head, that you have resorted to the thuggery. And
the street stuff.
They have taken you so far away from the game that you play that you're not even concentrating on hockey. You're trying to get back, trying to get Bob, got Reinhart. You're just trying to get payback while giving up 5 goals and losing 5-0, 5-1, 5-2. So you're dead to me. Like,
you're dead to me.
Come out of it like you went into it, playing a certain style of hockey. If it doesn't work, live with that. But you ain't going to be able to play the Panther style of game. You're not. Stop trying. I feel bad for you. Because I'm like, look at him. Look at him. They trying to
Leroy's
be
pitying
extra
you.
physical. Right. You're still dead to me, though. Because I hate when teams, like, it's almost like sore loser mentality. We can't win. Let's hurt them.
Jennifer, who's dead to you?
Well, besides repeating everybody and saying Sebastian Aho for the obvious, we are getting near the end of the American penny, guys. They're going to stop making them within the year because it costs a lot more to make them than they're actually being used.
So the penny's dead to you?
No, the penny's dead to America.
Or you're dead to me.
Oh.
I
But
mean,
you have no personal animosity about us stopping to reproduce the penny.
You know what's going to happen, right?
Care, no.
You know what's going to happen. Like, people are going to start rounding up taxes to the nickel or the dime. So they're going to find more ways to kind of finagle that money too. You do that you do that a couple of million times a year.
They're going to start asking for pennies, and then like they're going to like be worth a lot more than they are now, I think.
Whatever. I mean, like I can't lie. I can't remember the last time I've used a penny.
Apparently they produced 3 billion pennies last year and lost more than 85 million in the process.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Sounds like it is a waste, because like if I get a penny, it's like it's going to like the little compartment in my car. And if a guy tries to give me a penny, and I don't realize it, I'll be like, just keep it, dude. Like the 2 cents, like I'll just take the silver stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like a pirate. You'll be keeping your copper. Just give me the silver.
Now you can no longer say a penny for your thoughts.
I mean, yeah, unless you've collected a bunch of them.
You can still collect them and then turn them in and make money that way. So I don't know. Is there really a loss?
There's only one penny that matters. And that's Brad Penny, because they don't make them like him anymore. They stopped. That's a real discontinuement in baseball, because they don't make them like Brad Penny anymore.
The Moose.
Moose. A real hoss, dude. Could reach back. He's a pickleball fan now, or plays pickleball. I think he's like a pro pickleball player.
Oh, that's saying a lot.
Pickleball on my Instagram. It's good to see he's found a passion after sports. Brittany, who's dead to you?
I had my dead to me before I even got here today.
Wow.
Any chance I get, I'm going to talk about F1, so bear with me. The Monaco Grand Prix is this weekend, and today was free practice 1 at 9 a.m. And it is, for those of you who don't watch F1, Charles Leclerc is Monegascan, and Monaco is his home race. Home races are really big in F1. Well, today in free practice 1, Lance Stroll, who is the driver for Aston Martin, decided to brake hard on a turn and had Charles Leclerc absolutely destroy his front wing in his rear. So Lance Stroll, you are dead to me. He has done this too many times.
Wow.
He is a liability on the track. He always blames everybody else, but does stupid stuff. And so thankfully, Charles Leclerc was able to come back in FP2, which is free practice 2, and he is leading right now for the time in the Monaco Grand Prix. But you almost ruined Charles Leclerc's home race, Lance Stroll. So Lance Stroll, you are dead to me.
A real Sebastian Aho on the racetrack, Leroy.
That's exactly what he is.
Reminds me of Talladega Nights. I will be forced to break your arm, Ricky Bobby. These colors don't run. Don't you say it, Ricky. All you have to say is, I love clips. Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby.
Not this ridiculous him racing 200 miles an hour, sipping on a cappuccino. That movie would go down. Ricky Bobby's dad?
Yeah.
He's on NCIS now.
He's on everything. He's like he's one of those guys. He's on everything. I like the guy who memed the other day of I sent you the clips of the guy. Some guy on Instagram put the Carolina Hurricanes logo of Ricky Bobby trying to get into the car with the Panther. The Panther just mauls him.
He goes, oh.
Good job, Ricky. He can sense fear.
And then they show the after. He's got all these scratches on him.
I will have no other choice, Ricky Bobby. Love that movie. All right, everybody have a tremendous weekend. We will be off on Monday, of course. It's Memorial Day weekend. I hope everybody be safe. All tequila jokes aside, make sure you
be safe and responsible.
Yep. And if you're going to be reckless, maybe in the comfort of your own home.
Or have a backup plan. Designated driver.
Yes. Or an Uber driver, something like that. Have your Uber apps on hand. Get that all set for you. And we'll talk to you guys up on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll be talking to you after another Cats victory. Feeling very confident, as we should be going into all this.
Yep.
Because they're absolutely pummeling these Carolina Hurricanes. And you could tell. I think even Brenda Moore's like, when he's shrugging his shoulders, like, sometimes it's good coming off. It's good coming off an ass kicking like this. That guy has no answers. Let me tell you, when you have a guy like that, he has no answers. He's struggling. He thought they were going to come in here. We're going to be the tougher team. Rah! Oh no, it's got to be one thing when you guys they were sitting back at home game planning for this. They're like, these Panthers, they're in a 7-game struggle. We're just sitting back here. We're going to bring the physicality to them game one. Oh, no. Like, it immediately failed. It immediately failed. You had this genius plan the entire time. You're like, what are we going to do, coach? We're going to bring the fight to those Panthers. No!
Every time the camera goes to the coach or everybody on the stands, man.
Oh, when he realized when Paul Maurice brought out the challenge and he was like, oh, no. I think he's right. I think he was offsides. Oh, no, we're still being shut out. Oh, God. Oh, no. You knew it was over for him. It's all right, though, dude.
For sure.
It'll all be over soon. Carolina, you'll be, and the thing that's great, Carolina, you'll be able to extend your record to winless Eastern Conference Final, whatever the hell it is. Oof. Terrible. It's all coming for us, though. This is fantastic. This Cats team has brought a lot of joy. Everybody's getting involved in the party. These Cats, they're on a legendary run right now. We're shooting rats at Brad Marchand. That was fun. Did you see that? The rats at Marchand?
And Paul Maurice loves it. He thinks it's hysterical.
It is hysterical. I love the person, though, who just, like, whenever the thing that's become my favorite on the road is the one fan who's sneaking the rat into the building, and he just throws the lone. You get like 2-3 rats on the road that are just like, you snuck them in. Like, that's a real dagger. When you risk bringing the rat into the road building and you're just like, this is going to be great. First of all, that building was so damn empty by the end of it. Like, it was a sea of just empty seats. And at the end of it, you just have these rats on the ice. Mwah.
When they hitting them at Marchand?
That's what he just said.
We literally just said that. You know what? That is appropriate ending to the week. It is.
We'll break another pot.
We'll enjoy your late run. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
It is. Whoops.
Are you okay?
Oh, man.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.